is Eric Vale, the voice of Trunks, and you're listening to Chibi No Podcast.
Protect the moon! Oh my god!
Wait, explosion, murder, gun! Dynamite! Strong. I'm stronger!
What is up, peeps? It is time for another episode of Chibi No Podcast. You got me, David the Smash Fan.
Mister.
What's the order?
It's you next.
Boricua Senpai.
And Sharking.
And Sharking. And we are back here again with another episode with all five. I'm excited. We haven't had this in like 2 months.
Probably longer.
And we're split up actually right now on the table. Me and Javi appreciate the new opening, by the way. That's
Yeah, thank you.
Over here.
And I made a comment about it.
You did, and I can't remember. I read it though.
I didn't care for your comment, but
he said he had a verbal comment, not a comic.
No, it was on there.
I did have a.
Yeah,
I read the comments. I get them.
Where?
Feel free to
On the
comment.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think about the new opening.
Yeah.
David will respond, or if someone else wants to help
Or he'll
it
at least
out,
read it.
It's just yeah.
We make no promises.
They made no promises.
Whether he likes it or not, he'll read
It will be read.
Yeah.
It will be read. Oh, yes. It will be read. Anyway, we're here to talk about Nerdy 7 as we always do. This first, we can just jump right into this first one is not really, it is nerdy because it affects movies, but it's not one that we really talk about. Like, it's not something that is always like, oh, hey, we're going to talk about this. But it has to do, unfortunately, with President Trump. So, again, we're not going political here or anything like that, but I did want to bring it up because
the orange man wants to.
will you let me finish? I was gonna say it. Fine, you go. You know what? You go right ahead. No, you go ahead.
How about you do it?
Oh
I don't have headphones. I can hear you.
Wow, that's rude.
Go.
Okay. Anyway, I think it was yesterday, 2 days ago. President Trump stated that he's gonna put 100% tariffs on foreign films. And he said, quote, he said that having these movies done internationally can pose a national threat, security threat. And so that's why he says that the movies are being taken away from all these international nations, and he wants to bring everything back to the U.S. So he's putting 100% tariffs. And if you read the comments, if you read what's posted on this, there's nothing. There's no news or clarifications on what this actually will do.
He was talking out his ass, Ben.
I mean, yeah, but if he wants to put it on, it's like, how would you even enforce this? Because
All movies are only allowed to be directed by American directors. So all movies moving forward will now only be made by Michael Bay. Every movie will now end with "What I've Done" by Linkin Park.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
And a bunch of explosions.
Directed by Michael Bay.
Now, see, this is where the people were trying to say that, and host knows the most, may know something about this, but the movie industry, or what they're providing, they consider it a service, and typically tariffs are on goods. So you can't really put a tariff on a service.
Correct.
So it's like, how would you do this?
I don't know. I'd imagine once it maybe on the back end at post production, where they tax, so they earn less on revenue domestically. Is my only guess. I don't know how he would do it.
Yeah. See, the only thing I was thinking of is if they wanted to
fine them,
or if they wanted foreign films it's from a foreign country, and they want to bring it to the States, because then someone needs to buy the distribution rights to bring it over to the U.S.,
Sure.
which could affect anime movies that come over. So it could be that buying the distribution would be a lot more expensive.
Is this where you draw the line?
Don't mess with anime.
No, got an anime by my side.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why you brought it up, because it's going to affect the anime anyways.
It's going to affect the anime. And you know what? It's going to affect Demon Slayer, and good. They should not bring that as a movie. Huh?
The new Dragon Ball movie.
There's no new Dragon Ball movie that's been announced yet.
Nothing's been announced. Until it's announced, then I'll be sad.
Demon Slayer flop, good, because they should go back to just doing on the fucking TV shows, not the stupid movie ass shit.
Nice.
Yeah, so if that forces them to be like, oh, actually, we're going to put it as a TV show, good. I don't want this 4 movie trilogy crap.
100% with it. He just thinking his ass.
I mean, I'm not saying that he's not, but
he is a businessman, so I think he might come up with some sort of pay structure that
is he a businessman or a businessman?
Both.
Well, he's
Jay-Z.
also kind of like being kind of stupid a lot of the times right now. Like he's in his mind. I'm not saying I believe it, but in his mind, he's overcorrecting a lot of the stuff that's been wrong, quote unquote, past 4 years, and he is. I feel like he's trying to do like what they did in the 50s, like making people afraid of everything.
I don't think it's xenophobia, to be honest. I just
No,
think
not xenophobia, but make people afraid of doing things that's not U.S. related. Like not, yeah. I mean, if it is related to
not
xenophobia,
be
then
I'll just say this though: like the U.S. is the highest consumer of any good and service. So
Especially when it comes to
he's
entertainment.
essentially playing to some extent, I think, chicken with a lot of the other countries, and some of them like it's worked in our favor. China's the biggest threat. I'll leave it at that, but I think that's just what it's going to be. He's just playing chicken to get a bit better on the deals for our end on the consumer base, because other countries have to do deals with us if they want to keep money, because we are the highest consumers by far across the entire. I mean, China's up there given their population size, but we just have more disposable income.
And this could affect like if like the other countries, especially China, will ban the movie.
Yeah.
Because we was just China based, basically.
Yes.
Right? And all of China went to go see it. So it's like they don't really need it. We do need them to make our money back. Like if we piss off China enough, it's gonna be game over.
So they like the bad movies.
Did you watch that
World of
animated
Warcraft
movie?
was a bad movie, and they made that money. They made that movie money.
Yeah, but not enough for a sequel.
Only for China. It didn't matter.
They
They knew how bad Mulan was.
Love bad movies.
They knew that Mulan was bad, so they had to make their own Mulan. Remember that?
Disney
And that
made
Mulan
it, yeah.
was actually good. That Mulan was actually good, not the Disney one, the fucking stupid.
The animated one was good.
The new Chinese one?
The Chinese one was actually not bad.
Should we watch it?
Yeah, we watched it when that happened. Yeah.
Do you recall this?
Yeah.
Wait,
A new Chinese Mulan movie.
When the Disney plus Mulan movie was coming out,
Yeah.
they didn't like it, so they made a Mulan movie.
and we watched it?
And I watched it. I swear I watched it with you guys.
No, I don't remember this.
I remember watching it on Discord with somebody.
We watched Raya and the
That
Dragon.
I did like that
Duh,
one.
but that's not live action. But okay.
Yeah, but that's the only other one that I could think of that it has to do with
not-
some Asian culture aside from
Watch it with
Mulan.
another friend. You didn't watch it with anyone.
Yeah, you watched it with
You know
your
what? That one was
Destiny
better than
horse.
the
Do you guys
Disney
have
one.
Discord?
Discourse.
Discourse.
And
We
then
have discourses.
I mean, if you want to go back to the racism thing, yeah, because because remember with the okay, so remember with Star Wars 7, 8, and 9 when they would have the posters for the US stuff. What's the actor who plays Finn?
John Boyega.
Yeah, he was like front and center in the pictures and the posters, but then when they released it for the Chinese posters, he was in the back fading out. Literally every
It's
single
true.
poster. So
Well, have you seen those TikToks, Diego?
no, I remember
The
this from
Asian
before.
people are afraid of him. Have you seen that one where there's this
They
guy
turn off
holding
the
a mask?
lights.
No, he's holding a mask. He has a mask on and tries to scare a lady. She's like, and then he takes off his mask and it shows that he's a black. She goes, ah!
Yeah, they're
racist.
It's okay.
But yes.
But
I know it's staged, but
China loves Kobe more than the United States.
I think that was actually a Korean lady.
Kobe is transcontinental.
No, but I
yeah,
was
there's
gonna
always
say,
exceptions.
Talking about the tariff, though, because he wants to put the tariff on international movies. Since he doesn't specify a lot of things, it can actually affect movies that are taking place. Because people are saying that because he didn't specify this, let's say, for instance, the Avenger movies, if they were to make the movie outside of the country,
It is. It's in the UK.
they probably will get some tariffs. Oh, and that could affect the movie as well.
That's what I mean.
That'd be
they'll take it
hilarious.
from their shares, basically.
I think it's dumb.
any movies that want to be filmed and they want to film it outside the U.S.
Well,
Yeah,
I think they
that'd be
film out of
funny.
the U.S. because it's more expensive to in the U.S. Think of how diverse geographically the U.S. and its territories are. Like a lot of Black Panther was filmed in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying,
so it's cheaper to film, and I think that's almost exclusively probably why they do it.
But isn't Puerto Rico is part of the U.S., so I think you'd be
Well,
okay
that's
with
why I
that.
said territories.
Yeah, territory-wise,
But it's
okay,
still
yeah.
more expensive because it's U.S.
Yeah,
dollars.
but I
Yeah.
think it's funny because like if someone's going to be making a film about, you know, like a U.S. movie that's a spy, but he goes to like Russia or England or something, and they get taxed to film those.
Yeah.
That's just funny.
Use fake Russia. That's what they want.
Alaska.
Again, I think it just eats away at the profits. That's how I view it. Because If you think outside of the standard what's actors and like the direct, like the main people, you have the people behind the scenes, all the credits, they're going to be foreign names.
Yeah.
Because they're cheaper.
Yep.
It's just like the games, like Marvel Rivals. We know that the majority of that game was Chinese.
Yeah,
That's why you can't say Free Taiwan on there.
They're using it to spy on us.
When we saw
They honestly
Thunderbolts
might
at the end, it said everyone who did the rest of CGI was all these symbols that we don't know of. Chinese symbols. We don't know the Chinese symbols. Do you know the Chinese symbols?
You didn't?
Do you know the Chinese symbols?
You should know. You took freaking Chinese.
Like 15 years ago. I'm not gonna remember that shit.
You remember one was the farmer or something?
Time.
He doesn't remember what he had for dinner yesterday. He lived on 15 years ago.
We
God.
had Jersey Mike's. There we go. See?
I like Tristan.
I don't know if
No,
that's
but
right.
I think that worries me. I really hope this goes away because if he keeps pushing this, I don't want it to affect movies like The Avengers. I don't want to affect movies that are like 007 movies as well too. Although he did say that nobody's gonna touch 007.
Let me quote you what he said. He's the stupidest thing ever.
Oh,
Okay.
All creamed his jeans. Huh?
So he says, so as you know, we're putting tariffs on. Okay, so this is Trump talking. Quote, as you know, we're putting tariffs on that particular film set, the movie makers, and we're going to be doing some tariffs to get that because a lot of them have left this country. Oh, no. Sorry. But James Bond has nothing to worry about. That I can tell you. And, you know, Sean Connery was a friend of mine. Sean Connery was responsible for my getting zoning in Aberdeen. He said, let the bloody bloke build his golf courses. I was like 4 years into the process, and it was impossible in Aberdeen. He just stood up one day and he said that. As soon as he said that, I got the approvals in about 2 minutes. He was a great guy, Sean Connery.
You know what would be hilarious if Idris Elba became 007? He'd be like, tariff it.
He can't be. He'll be
I'm just
recognized by
saying,
everyone.
It's a joke.
I do like it. It's a good joke.
I did think that Trump doesn't know who the new Bond.
Who is it?
They haven't picked up yet. One.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Don't you have to be like at least 6'4"?
I think with British descent, or I have to live in Europe for the most part. Like,
Didn't you play in the European League for like a few years, Hobby? I swear you did. Yeah, I swear.
From Spain.
Yeah, you're that superstar, dude.
Give me the worst team to play for Europe team.
Hey, I didn't say. Hey, I just said you played internationally. Are you
Right? You play for
Hey, I don't go that low. I don't go that low. Okay, I have standards.
Shout out to the Gasol brothers. We'll be saying that, you guys.
I like the Gasol brothers. Hey, what about Ricky Rubio?
No, dude. I stand by what I said.
Oh man.
All right, let's move on here. We're gonna talk about the new TCG expansion coming out. I'm gonna pass this over to Shark King, the Pokemon real master of this group. Don't even give me that. Don't even give me that. You show me.
You're just happy because you got your ETB box, okay?
You're welcome.
Yeah, but guess what? For him being rude to you about that, he pulled shit on his boxes. So that's what.
Yeah, I get karma for that shiz. Anyway,
How
well,
about you be nice then? God blesses those who with good hearts.
no,
It's not exactly.
not here. That's not how that works. Anyway, Shark King, tell us.
Ours does.
Tell us.
That's
Tell
why I
us.
pulled some fire. What are you talking about? You
So tell us about Black Bolt and White Flare. Like, what do we expect from them?
Black Bolt's a superhero from DC
Shut the
Comics.
fluff up. No one cares about that stupid superhero.
Wow, race. Okay.
The Rock played him. Oh, that's Black Adam. Whatever.
See, you can't even tell. Black Bolt, bro.
Was that the dog?
That's the wrong. That's the wrong black guy.
No,
Bolt.
Black Bolt.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? I know there was a dog named Bolt. There was like a super dog.
Black Bolt from the Inhumans.
Oh yeah,
He gets killed by Wanda by blowing up his own brain.
Oh.
yeah. Because the world's
Without a mouth.
smartest man told Wanda how to kill
He
him.
doesn't
He's
pay
a tuning
attention.
fork, is what he is.
Yeah. Anyway, Shark King, go ahead.
Racist.
Yeah, so the next set we still haven't even got Destined Rivals, which comes out in like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Team Rocket one. That's the Team Rocket mix with the like the Ethan and Cynthia cards.
That's the one that sold out and but they're at a loss. People, I think Mr. Miss was telling me.
Oh, in the Japanese versions, people are not making any resells on the Japanese boxes.
Yeah, people are kind of worried with tariffs and stuff right now. People are not buying, or at least people in the U.S. obviously are not buying.
No, resellers aren't making a profit, so they're just kind
Yeah,
of
they're
like,
just
what do we
losing
do?
money.
Good fuckers.
Anyway, Black Bolt and White.
Black Bolt and White Flare. It's basically kind of like the set we already had earlier, which was Pokemon 151 or 151. It's going to be all the Pokemon from the Black and White era or Gen 5. The coolest part, and I'm still bummed that they didn't do it for 151, is every card is getting either a illustration rare or a special illustration rare. So every single Pokemon will have at least one card that is quote unquote collectible and not.
That's pretty cool.
Like just a normal card.
Is it the Thundurus and the Tornadus, whatever?
Thundurus and Tornadus are the promo cards for the ETBs.
Oh, just for the ETBs.
Are they the ones
Okay,
with
okay.
The anal bead looking ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
With a little hook at the end.
Yeah.
Sir.
It's
With that extra pleasure right there, that little hook.
I'm glad. I've seen posts about like it coming up. Like it looks like it's going to be a fun set. Suppose if they have that many illustration rares and secret illustration rares, I think the pack rates should be good. Like you should be able to get good stuff. Like they can't have crappy pull rates and still expect you to get 156 different good cards.
Since these are like the least popular versions, this should be good availability.
It is. I think it's funny. A lot of people have actually been putting like polls out. It's like, is anybody else surprised that they went like this hard for like Gen 5? Like, does anyone else miss Gen 5? And most of them are like 90%. It's like, yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, because Gen 5 isn't good, so they need the hype.
And
for
they're like
it.
the 10. Yeah, exactly. That's what 10% people are like. Oh, but I actually like. There's obviously
the
the
10
smaller group of people who like Black.
The loudest ones are
Gen
the smaller.
5 kids were like the ones that grew up on the DS completely.
Yeah, they're kids that put pickles.
They
on
were
their peanut butter
100%
sandwich.
DS kids.
Was that Nico too?
No,
Oh no, that's Emerald. His first was
Gen 3.
Yeah, Gen 3. Sorry.
Yeah, a kid who grew up with their first handheld was a DS. They were a Gen 5er.
That's the one that made me get out of Pokemon.
Gen 4 technically, but Gen 5 is like when you got the new DS Lite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there you go.
That's the one that's the one that made me just get out of Pokemon. I was like, I can't play this anymore. I hated that game.
Black and White 2, though, that's fire.
Javi, is that true?
White's man.
Nick,
Why you only get one fire type?
I'm asking
Gen 4.
I'm asking.
Gen 4 is the one with the one fire
Why do you get
type.
the one of in Gen?
That's Gen 4.
No, isn't the?
Would you like to bet,
Aren't
sir?
the 3 monkeys in this one, or is it Gen 4?
The monkeys are in this one.
I thought. Okay, maybe.
Listen to the Pokemon Master, you fool.
Why is it David and I are the only ones when Javi goes, oh, actually this? And we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just okay.
My bad.
Because Dio took all that BS. He's lost all confidence, all trust.
BS. You keep using a DBS card. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
I negate your BS card.
Yeah, this isn't your Geeklopedia. Okay, you can't do that here.
You activated my trap card.
It's Javi.
I
He's
was
a
gonna
trap
say,
card.
I just saw the ultra illustrations for the set, and they look,
Oh, they're like the starters.
dude, they look really good.
They look pretty good. Like it might make me like the set more. And again, I will probably like the set more. Nothing's been announced yet, but people are speculating that there's going to be a remake
I can see
for
that.
these games for like the Switch 2, which I would be okay with. Even if they I would honestly settle for just them like re-releasing
Give me
everything.
a Pokemon game.
Just give me a Pokemon game, man. Like I'll play it. Like I'll give you my money.
True.
I'm honest about it. But honestly, it's probably I've mentioned it before. This is probably Gen 5 is probably my least favorite. It's the only games that I've only played through once. And I was like,
That's saying something.
I've never felt the desire to go. It just kind of came at I don't know if it's the game itself. Like
Dude, I think it was a story.
I actually like the story.
I don't.
I don't want to sound like Paul over here. I actually liked it was a very different perspective for the story game. But even then,
Stop clapping for yourself.
That doesn't mean it's the best. It's different, but like it was never. I think it just came at like honestly, it has to do with the wrong time. It was probably when my interest in Pokemon was at its lowest, and then it was the one generation that like really didn't bring back old Pokemon.
I think they made a lot of
I
mistakes
think the only
with
ones they brought back was like Pikachu and like Psyduck for whatever.
Yeah, like
they just made so many bad decisions
like,
with it. And I'm like,
Yeah, I never touched Black and White. And then when there was a Black and White 2,
there was a Black and White 2. I mean, the idea of them being sequels instead of the first time
weird.
being a sequels instead of like a third version was pretty cool. It was actually a different story because it takes place like 3 years after. So it was kind of like Red and Blue and then like Gold and Silver, where you are a completely different character. It's like you're in the same area, but it's different story, different protagonist.
Yeah, and I think at that time, until I looked it up, until Sword and Shield, you're the oldest protagonist in the other ones because the other ones are like 10, 11, and this one you're like 14, 16.
Oh, and then we also looked up. It's also the lowest selling of all generations of Pokemon.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not either. It's because it's racial, black and white.
But yeah, like looking back, like there are a lot of good great Pokemon that come out of this. I feel like most of them are, and I mentioned it before for Gen 5, are like either hit and miss. Excadrill is one of my favorite Pokemon ever. Is from this gen.
Really? Oh yeah, Excadrill.
Crocodile, Zoroark,
Electros.
Volcarona, Hydreigon.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hydreigon.
For the longest time, I thought Volcarona was like a secret legendary, or like I thought because I didn't know it at first.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because I thought he was like a pseudo, like the Dragonite for that gen, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Because I saw him like, oh, that's cool, and then people were like, he's really strong. I'm like,
He is a pseudo,
oh, okay,
technically,
there we go.
because he's the champions Pokemon, but he's not. He's not
Champion.
I you know what's funny? I know me and my brother have an issue with some of the designs of Pokemon, but the one I do like that's the weird design is I like Chandelure.
Why?
I just like
It's a
the design, it's
chandelier.
cool.
I actually like.
I do like.
I don't like
it's
it.
cool.
I like the ghostly flames. I can get behind
The
it.
color palette. It's got the
When it's shiny?
the blue
It's like-
accent with the white, and then the black. It's actually. I think it's a hard design.
I feel like it's just. I feel like at that point they're making a
They
freaking
went
like
this, yes.
with like not the design but like the concept of it. Like, oh, let's make it look like a chandelier. I don't like that. Or the fact that that Pokemon that looks like a freaking little
ice cream cone.
the duskweed or whatever the
Tumbleweed.
tumbleweed. There you go.
Bramblecast.
Yeah, see, I hate that.
I had him on one of my Radical Red runs. Yep.
I don't like that. I feel like that like they're running out of ideas. Like, let's make a Pokemon look like a punching bag but with eyes, and we did that kind of with Sudowoodo, and I don't know.
It's not a punching bag.
It's rock type.
It looks like it. Three.
He's a punching bag.
But yeah, and I think other thing that doesn't help and I think most of you guys have agreed with me on this one. It probably has the weakest starters. Like, there's no starter that I'm like.
Yeah.
Was it Tepig, Oshawott, and
Can go-
Snivy?
No one likes them.
Tepig, Oshawott, and
Snivy?
Snivy.
Snivy.
They all suck.
No, you're all right.
I actually, yeah. I mean, if I had to pick one, you're twisting my arm. I like Superior.
Oshawott would have been good, and then they made him go.
Not
on
making
four
that an
legs.
excuse. That's not
He
why
could
people
have been
don't
a
like him.
samurai. He could have been like.
That's not why people don't like him.
No, that's why I don't like
Mexican.
him. I don't like him. I'm saying I don't like him.
That's not why you don't
Superior
like
was
him.
not bad though. I like.
He just loses his arms.
No, he's not.
So, which generation is that Poplio?
Poplio, that's 6. Or sorry, 7.
Pope? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ass.
Hey,
Wow.
I like
Primarina's
Primarina.
good.
I like Primarina a lot. She saved me from a lot.
Yeah, but that could be a boy. I'm just kidding. We're not gonna get that.
Well,
Another
mine was
hole.
female. She's a
What
girl.
was the grass one again?
Did you hear that the Pokemon Center were releasing like real life size evolutions plushies? Diego, you know you want to get them.
I don't. No, not Vaporeon. If I got a real life size, it would be Umbreon, but not. Yeah, but Umbreon
Speaking
because
of
I
real
love
life,
Umbreon.
how about Godzilla?
With Jordans.
No. Do you remember, David? We had this discussion before we recorded. The design is based off of a real.
Oh, this was stupid. Mr. Mister is dumb. Okay, you remember?
Oh, we're going off this. I thought we were
Wait,
going
I didn't hear. What name is?
Okay, so we can go into this. We can segue into one of the next one. It wasn't going to be the next one, but it's one of them. So, if you don't know, we got the teaser for the next Godzilla in the legendary universe, Monsterverse. And
Godzilla
it's
X Kong is what it's called.
Godzilla X Kong Supernova. That's coming out in
Understood that reference?
in May 2027, I think, something like that, or June 2027. Anyway, like 2 years is when it's coming out. And
Not for
so
2 years, yeah.
yeah, and so there's some information that it gives you that maybe teases what's happening. One of them, Mr. probably knows a little bit more about, but there, if you listen to it, there's like a message or
There's in binary, it's a bunch of zeros and ones. Right now, people are trying to decipher it. I don't know if they have deciphered it yet, but probably tomorrow we'll figure out.
they have like a hotline that you can call,
Oh, I
and
see
it's
that.
and it's for
Have you seen these monsters?
what's his name? No, what's the name of the monarch? So it's calling it the Monarch Hotline. And if you read like I think it was the area code or something, it tells you gives the area code of a place in Arizona, which is where King Ghidorah like rose one of the monsters, one of the titans, and I don't remember what the name of it was. So they're thinking something has to do with something in Arizona.
Or it could be through Monarch Season 2 where something happens.
You're saying it's not going to be Tariffs. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, they say it's Arizona. I don't know if they're going to film in Arizona. That's the real question. I don't know. But then There's a monster that.
No, there's two supposed monsters that.
Oh, okay, two
we're
supposed
thinking
monsters. Okay,
people
tell
in
me.
that- So either
Call him out on his BS.
Space Godzilla.
That's not natural.
No, Space Godzilla is more natural than Gigan.
Isn't Gigan a monster?
Yeah.
What is Space Godzilla? An alien?
Space monster.
Exactly, it's an alien.
But Gigan.
Go again. Tell me why Gigan is
Because he
unnatural.
has- no, it just doesn't. It just doesn't seem like it would work in how it is here in the movie. Because what I was explaining to my brother was, they're still like animalistic, like they look more like animals in the sense of what they are. So like with Gigan, he has two big metal blades for his hands. He has metal spikes. He can shoot lasers out of his eyes.
Yeah,
and then
just like
on his
all
belly,
those animals in
and his
Wild.
belly. Well, no, I mean, but the thing is, like that, all the other monsters don't have like metal appendages on them. Like, because Gigan has like a metal chainsaw belly, so like he like revs it up and he can like grab you and like rip you up with his belly. None of the monsters, none of the other monsters do that. Like any of the monsters we've seen, they just either spit acid or have an atomic breath or got a metal prosthetic arm, or not prosthetic arm, but a metal thing that Kong has. Remember, and he punches it. Yeah. King Ghidorah.
I think
Like
it's
the
just
only
basically
thing.
saying they're more bioavailable as
Yeah,
opposed
they're
to
not-
these.
But an alien
find
is
them in
okay.
Aliens, fine.
It's in nature, apparently.
Illegal aliens, maybe, but not these space aliens.
If I recall too, it's been a while because I haven't watched any of the old Godzillas, like old ones. Was Gigan created, like in the sense like from aliens or what?
What are you looking at him for?
I feel like you would know.
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't remember if Gigan was created. I'd have to double check. If he was, then it can work. But then you're gonna have to include aliens.
Then it
I'm okay with
No, because it's not. He wasn't. It wasn't born. It was created. It's different.
Wasn't
And
Godzilla-
like Mechagodzilla? Mechagodzilla was created.
What? He wasn't found in nature?
God, he's trying to laugh. What?
And so Godzilla was always the radiation did nothing to him.
In this universe,
Yeah.
no.
He was just born.
But he has
He's just
magical.
always been there.
He has magical features. His fins can basically absorb atomic radiation.
He's the alpha and the omega. What do you want?
What's his name?
He's God?
Gigan.
Gigan. Oroku Saki made him.
Did you hear what? Did you hear what Mr. said? He said that Godzilla is the alpha and omega.
He's the artist stuff.
I don't know if he knows what Alpha and Omega mean. Though, in that
It's the
regard.
beginning and end.
Okay.
You know who's else referenced at the beginning and the end?
My fist in your ass. Gigan was a alien dinosaur that was transformed into a cyborg by the Nebulans. Okay,
There
yeah.
you go, yeah.
So,
See?
but then you'd have to incorporate aliens, which it can happen, but it seems a lot of information you have to put in for a movie that's going to be 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Did they ever deviate from the original? Like, well, you said they changed it, right? Couldn't they just change it?
Yeah, they can
Because you
change
just said
it,
like
but
they've used Godzilla sometimes as he's been the radiation is what made him or made them that way, and then this time they hasn't.
They could just pull a Star Wars. Just pull a Star Wars. Half the story of Star Wars is at the beginning of every movie in the little credits that they roll.
It's true.
That's literally half the story, and then it just shows you the other half.
yeah,
They could just do that.
They could.
You're saying that now you're telling the viewers to actually read on a movie? I think a lot of people are going to read.
Well, hey, there's been a lot of foreign movies. You love subtitles, okay?
I do. But
And a
other
lot of
people,
people
like
do,
American people.
There's a lot of foreign movies that have gotten away with it, and people seem to like it. And Godzilla's big enough that I think it would be fun.
Is that true?
It can. It has the. I
casual
watch
Godzilla
subs.
fan.
I
Yeah,
would.
People do it for Star Wars. You read Star Wars at the beginning, and they watch it. Star Wars is one of the biggest franchises of all time.
Yeah. I will just say this.
The average Godzilla fan is not.
If they were to make Gigan created from Earth, that would be weird.
It's their
So if they
accent.
did that, aliens,
Stop.
it could work, but then you'd have to incorporate the whole alien thing with like Space Godzilla is the same way, but not. He wasn't created by aliens. Space Godzilla's whole origin is really stupid. It's Godzilla's.
Didn't they do that in one movie?
Huh?
Didn't they do that in one movie? Explain Space Godzilla.
Yeah. Godzilla.
So why can't they do that for
I know. I'm telling you how it happened. Godzilla was fighting Biolantis. Biolantis, it was like a bad clone of Godzilla, and he blew him up in space. His DNA went through like a black hole or some space dust. The space dust combined with his DNA made Space Godzilla.
Sounds like they just ripped off Fantastic Four, but okay.
Well, it came out in the '60s, so I don't. What is Fantastic Four came out?
It came out.
Okay.
It came out after One Piece. That's why Mr. Fantastic is Luffy.
Bro, that was...
And the Human Torch was tied for the very first Marvel character. Period.
That's cool. Okay, I was just trying. I just didn't know, but
The other one was Namor.
So both can be. I mean,
Characters.
I can understand where it can be like. I just feel like they're gonna. It's a lot to put into 2 hours. You know, because I'm assuming it's gonna be a 2 hour and 20-minute movie. So just trying to incorporate aliens and all that stuff is gonna be weird. Because a lot of it's in Earth because they're like, oh, there's Hollow Earth and all that stuff. So
Why can't they do this one in space?
you want to put Godzilla in space?
Yeah, have him ride a rocket all the way up there.
You're acting like as if they've never.
It's just the Venom plot. A meteor lands on Earth, and that's the new Godzilla. Yada, start fighting. Yeah, see? Solve it.
Godzilla meets Fast and Furious.
When I see the first trailer, I'll decipher everything for you and give you 90. I'll give you 90% accuracy once you see the first trailer.
What if like they make it so that Godzilla can live and doesn't have to breathe in space? They can start flying. It could be like a Shin Godzilla type of thing.
I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't
But
like
you like Shin Godzilla.
I liked him to a point. But
Hey, he's gonna become an angel, man. That's pretty cool.
shut up. Pissing me off. But, oh well.
For family.
Okay, we're moving out of here.
What we got?
Kong's got to be there
Oh wait,
too. So what are
speaking
they
of
gonna do?
speaking of that, I think is it this one?
He can build a spaceship. He has
Nope.
thumbs.
Is this one? Nope. Nope.
Oh my.
Take it. Is it this one? Let's get this one.
For this, man.
Forget about it, cuz.
Shout out to Nico.
Yeah, Nico recommended it as a great recommendation.
What did you say?
Hey, have you had your headphones on? You would listen. Okay, play it again.
I said forget about it, cuz.
Okay. Where's that from?
Who does it sound like? We were just quoting the movie.
For family.
He wasn't listening to
Oh,
us.
Vin Diesel. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
He's not in that movie at all. Well, yeah, he's not in that movie. This is the second one.
Diego reminds me of that.
Oh my God! Did you hear what he said?
Tyrese.
Oh, he said it's Tyrese.
Nope. It's literally Paul Walker. That's why I did
Forget about it, cuz.
Oh, okay.
You didn't understand that,
I don't remember. My bad. My 51% wasn't letting me register
crashed.
it.
How did you not get that?
Oh my gosh. Anyway, okay, we're moving on. We got the teaser trailer for Squid Game Season 3, which actually should just be Part 2 of Season 2 because it doesn't make sense why Season 2 ended the way it did and not be just the first I've seen. But anyway, came out. I'm going to pass this over to Japorion, our person of
resident specialist
in Asian
In Korean.
videography
Yep.
and
Korean
cinema.
What you got?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you got?
I'm talking about Squid Game thing. You saw the trailer, so tell us what's going on here. What are we expecting
I
here?
actually have not seen the trailer.
Oh my flipping flub!
But all I know is it's the final season.
Yeah, I could tell you. Anyone could have told you
It's
that.
coming out in June, and I should be able to wrap the whole story from.
Even though he hasn't seen
I haven't seen the trailer.
What do I have? What do I have you on here, gosh? You didn't even bring the lines I told you to.
If it had a synopsis like the book, I bet he would have read it.
The summary.
Yeah.
So
That fell flat on his face. How about you tell us about it, David?
Yeah, I didn't watch any.
So-
of the trailers.
for those of you that not okay, if you haven't seen it, this is a spoiler
It's a spoiler
because
anyways.
obviously, but
okay with it.
they trying in the end of season 2, they try to escape, and it fails because one of the guys that the main person thought was a friend is actually the person in charge of the whole Squid Game, and he gets all the soldiers to kill one of the main guy's best friend, and that's how the season ends. Okay, so everything's
A
like
failed
up in limbo,
escape.
a failed escape plan.
This sounds like Hunger Games.
I mean, it's called Squid Game, Hunger Games. You have the game
Yep.
in it,
Kids are
yeah.
hungry.
Yeah, it's good.
It deals with money.
Okay.
There you go. But anyway,
People die.
people die. Yeah, see, there you go.
Die.
But anyway,
There's a one whole race and the other different races. So
so they in this room where they're all kept, like their room where the beds are. They bring a box, a big old box, which is typically a coffin that they take away the dead bodies in. And in the trailer, they bring this coffin back into the room, and they open it up, and it's the guy. He's still alive. They brought him back to play the rest of the game. So he's the one that orchestrated the entire plan to get out, and now he's put back into the game. And it doesn't really give you too much information aside from one of the main characters is a mom and her son, and they were both in the show. You can, after every game, you can vote to either leave. So that if it's the majority want to leave the game, they can all leave. If the majority want to stay, they have to keep playing. So this mom and the son duo, you see that the mom is still wanting to leave, but their son has chosen to wanting to keep playing.
Okay, so far, just give me a plot of the second part.
No. This is in the trailer.
That's you're basically telling me.
No, because in the trailer, remember, they all voted the same at the end of the second one.
So he doesn't know what you're
He
talking
did see
about.
No, he saw the
Trailer.
second. No, he saw the second season.
Season 2.
Yeah, in season 2,
the second season.
No, this is what's happening. They kind of are redoing something. So the mom and the son are on opposite sides again. They didn't show any of the games aside from they twist for a ball and they get a color and then they're separated. But that's all we know. We don't know anything else.
Each other's balls.
And then there's one of the girls. She's pregnant. And at the very end of the trailer, you hear a baby crying. So implicating that she's going to give birth during the games. I don't know, but that's kind of what people are thinking. But yeah, this is supposed to end like the entire series. So we'll be done with this season. Or with this series in June.
The end of Squid Games.
Yeah. As we know
No,
it.
they have the parody and the American version of it.
And then there'll be the octopus
American
games.
version of it?
Yep.
It
Hunger
will
Games.
most likely happen. Yeah.
Just kidding.
We do have the Hunger Games, yeah.
Yeah, that's
a little
Hunger Games.
different.
Which then again, Hunger Games is
They're from
copy
Thunderdome.
from Japan, which is the Battle Royale. So
Yep.
Okay. Mister, did you see the GTA 6 trailer?
No.
I did.
I did. I actually did it myself.
Okay, can I actually pass it on to you?
Sure.
Do you play any of the Grand Theft Auto games? Okay, do you ever play? And have you played any of the Grand Theft Auto games?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so I'm going to pass it on to you. Get
Hey,
out
I
of here.
watched the video.
Get out of here.
So
all right.
The GTA games.
All right.
This is pure speculation on my part. I don't know if they're going to do a Bonnie and Clyde because they're showing the first female playable main character that you can be. And then another guy where it looks like there's romance. Obviously, it's not a game of romance. It's Grand Theft Auto for a reason.
It's Scarface.
But I wonder if I hope, based on the scene, obviously it's Miami based, or a lot of the stuff I guess was filmed in it. Hyper realistic, so I don't know what's going to demand from the consoles, and I mean a PC could keep up, but I do think you need a top of the line PC obviously to keep up.
Well,
with
they
the
did
highest.
mention that the trailer was actually recorded on the PS5.
All of it was recorded
Yeah,
on the
so-
PS5, and it was integrated with cutscenes and with actual gameplay. I don't know which part were which.
I think
You
it's
could tell some stuff like in some of the parts. Like I think this is gaming because it was a little bit lower quality than some of the cutscenes, but it looks really good.
So this is what I think is going on with this.
Do you play Grand Theft Auto?
Yes, I played GTA 5.
Okay, you can talk now.
I played San Andreas.
Your credentials are valid.
What was it?
I played Vice City, San Andreas.
Vice City.
I played Vice City, but I wasn't like a huge like
and
fan.
Like maybe 10 minutes of GTA 4, but then GTA 5 was a lot.
Okay.
But what's it called? I wouldn't worry with Rockstar because when they make their game, it runs really, really well. Okay, let me correct it. When they
doesn't
first
run
ported
really
it
well.
over to PC, it was kind of not the best. It was only about 60 FPS.
But that's a port. The ports are very different.
But they've learned from their port because they have updated the hell out of it because GTA 5 is their bread and butter, obviously, because what,
Yeah.
But like they've updated so much to the point where like they know how they're gonna make the port for PC and for the consoles. So I wouldn't worry. And then on top of that, when you saw that trailer of like IGN or whoever released it, was it a 1080p 60 FPS trailer or was it just a 1080p trailer?
Well, you could upgrade it to a 4K stream, like the quality of it,
about-
but I don't know about the stream itself.
FPS.
I don't know.
It'll take because then you can tell because if it's going to be 1080p and then no 60 FPS type of thing, more or less it's going to be a 30 FPS game.
I'm pretty sure it's a 60.
Well, no, I'm just saying just because like Nintendo when they wanted to show off the Switch 2, they did 4K 60 FPS on the stream because they're like, oh, our games can run at 60 FPS.
But not in the direct, right?
No, the direct was at 4K 60 FPS.
I thought it was without DLSS.
Oh, the stream, not the game, but they're showing off that it can run it at 60
Okay,
FPS.
okay.
So if it's not doing that, then more likely it's going to be 30 on the consoles. They'll probably update it later, or maybe because they delayed it to next May, right?
Yes. It's not
May,
this year.
it could run at 60 afterwards because I mean they have plenty of time to. I'm pretty sure the game's done. They're just fixing all the bugs and stuff, and it could be.
I actually think they're just building servers because they know it's going to be massive.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Something that Nintendo never does.
Approximately 400 million.
500 million.
Day one.
Day
500
one.
million people are going to be playing this.
So
In
I was
just
gonna say-
America alone.
I was gonna say, as a non-GTA player, I was really impressed by the trailer. The fact that it was like really realistic and it looked like really good. They actually did a good effort showcasing the characters. It looked more like a cinematic experience rather than just a game.
That's why I say it's going to. Maybe this is me wanting it to be more like a Bonnie and Clyde story. 'Cause, I mean, as a GTA player, I don't think a lot of the stories are very great. It's just you play through it, whatever. This one seems like there's going to be a bit more involved where it's more cinematic, to your point.
Yeah. I think that's also. I think most of the games now are going into that direction, into connecting,
Compelling stories.
right, and
Yeah.
trying to make it more of a cinematic experience rather than just like gameplay itself.
'Cause if you've never played any of the other ones, but you've seen like the movie Scarface, I'm a huge Scarface fan. It's not that great of a movie, quite frankly. The story is just basic. That's what all GTA campaigns feel like to me. But this one might be a bit different, and I like that.
Yeah, I think.
Or I like the idea of
But
it.
like Rockstar, what did they also do Red Dead Redemption, right?
Yes.
And that one's praised for its storytelling as well.
So I'll say this: a lot of this trailer is just like cutscenes. So
There are some stuff that you can tell that it is gameplay.
Is cutscenes, so it makes sense why it wouldn't be 60 FPS because 30 is more natural with cutscenes. So that's fine. So I'm not going to give it shade for that. I'll say this though, with how
Give it
detailed,
shade?
with how detailed it was. Did you see the beer when they were drinking? You can see all the bubbles.
Did you see the jiggle physics in there?
There's a part where you see it pans to the guy and he has his arm on the car door, and it almost looks like you can see like goosebumps or whatever, the sheen
That's
on the car. It looks
insane.
nice.
I was impressed by this. I mean, Senior, I think it just has his whole different engine, but it just even looked there was one part where the guy was just driving by some cops, and that part just looked amazing. I was like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So, this might be my return back to GTA because I've never been like a huge fan of it. But this is intriguing to me, so I think I do want to play it.
Yeah.
Yes, Porian.
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we're moving on then. Okay. Next part. So we always trash on Nintendo because we have to, because they do some stupid crap, and so
That's more like youth, man.
no, it's
I
we.
like them now.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
you get a Switch.
let's hear what you have to what you think about this. Okay, so I'm gonna read this. This is from IGN. This is what they've said. Quote, Nintendo has been updating their user licensing agreement for Nintendo Switch Online, and not surprisingly, they want to punish people for violating their terms and conditions. If you're caught modding, hacking, reverse engineering, or doing a number of other things to their hardware or software, Nintendo reserves the right to render your Nintendo device unusable in whole or in part. They also will listen to your Switch Online voice chats.
I feel violated.
Everyone listens to the voice chats.
That's
That's not new.
Well, they listen to the voice chats like in the games,
yeah.
but this sounds like they can listen to voice chats if you're just
hardware.
in. Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm not a fan of that.
I
But
think
nobody uses the voice chat.
no.
I mean, no
either
one's
way-
going to use it, but even if you did, like if you're not playing a game and you're just talking
Well,
in it,
no,
they
no,
could
'cause
monitor it.
If you can turn off the feature and if it automatically turns on, that's something you could sue them for because if you.
I don't think they'll do that.
If it turns on, because they just recently had that issue with Apple where Siri was turning on at random without you calling her name, and you can apply for
A
credit
civil lawsuit.
Yeah, and you can get up to like $100 to $200. So if your Siri ever popped up like just at random, you're not doing anything, and it's like listening on you.
Does that fix the issue so that she doesn't do that anymore, or did they just give you money? Be like, oh, here's money.
Well, they got sued, so they're turning that. They updated it to get rid of it. But if you ever got that thing, you can apply for it because basically it recorded that there's like a history on the phone for that. So if it did it during around that time, you can get compensated for it. So there's a link that you can do it. So yeah, so I tried the claim. So if I get money, I'll get like $200 back. What they heard, probably nothing. Also, I heard your car. I heard your PC go.
That should be okay. You keep going. I'll switch it to you. I'll switch it to you guys. I'll check on the. I'll check on it.
I was gonna say real quick on that. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, just don't mod your Switch. Don't change your. Just play by the rules. Apart from that recording thing, I don't really think.
I understand maybe software, but if it's not impacting online gaming or anything, I don't see a big issue.
Yeah, and if you want to mod something, go to your PC. You can do that.
No, I'm saying you can do it to the Switch. I think you should be able to do it to the Switch. If you purchase the hardware, it's like buying a car. Why couldn't you modify your car?
As
long as it doesn't impact online play with others, then I think you
if
should
you're
be
not
legal.
cheating or manipulating a thing, that's fine. But if you want to mod it and have all the games you want because it's going to be offline and you want all the games because you can say fuck Nintendo because they're being greedy little bitches, then go ahead and do it. But fuck off Nintendo. Go jerk off.
Just get a Steam Deck and just do everything in there.
No.
Why?
I'd rather get a Steam Deck.
Yeah, seriously. Like you don't like it, just get a Steam Deck.
Yeah, why don't you get a Steam Deck then?
That would get that one. Oh,
Get
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
No.
See?
Anyway, the point is,
No, I want something else. Sorry, go get that. No, don't tell me what I want.
Summary for you if you didn't hear. I'm for it, I'm not for what Nintendo's doing. I'm for ability to modify hardware, even software, as long as again it doesn't impact online play with other players.
I mean, they let you do it on the. That's the thing is that you let you do it on the computer for most games for aesthetic things,
Sure.
Yeah.
right? But I hate the fact to be like, no, you're changing something.
As long as you're not using it to cheat on
Exactly. That's
other
my
If
stuff.
you're not cheating games, then it's fine. But if you're stealing games, it's okay too. Like Xbox. Remember when the Series X and S came out? Like, I think for a good 8 months or 9 months, they basically had like the Microsoft Store. You could download stuff on the Microsoft Store on there, and there was emulators you could download, so you could play PS1 games, Game Boy games, and all that stuff. But they took that down so quick. But if you had downloaded it, you can play that stuff. So it's cool. So fuck Nintendo is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Why is it making those noises?
It's because of this. I unplugged this. I'll be good. We'll be good now.
But yeah, I was gonna say I mean, if you want to do your own thing, do your own thing. But yeah, don't mess with that. And nobody when you're playing with somebody else.
Do your own thing.
Like rivals. All the mods that you get.
Free Taiwan. Can't say it on Rivals. I want to say here, free Taiwan.
What do you mean? Oh, you can't type it.
You can't type it.
You tried to. That's
I
so
tried.
weird. Yeah.
It's China, man. They
There
don't.
are rivals. Marvel rivals, guys. That's the joke.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, do you want to talk about Overwatch?
Yeah.
Street Fighter?
Uh,
Okay, don't care. All right, now
I mean, the thing is, it's cool, but I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna really. First of all, I've never bought any of their collaborations. I'm not gonna start now.
You didn't get the Seraphine Overwatch?
Where the fuck would I get a Seraphim?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, David.
Or as Paul would say, that means you're not a true fan.
Exactly.
Because
And
you're not
I
showing
wholeheartedly
them
am okay with that.
He is
Okay.
a true fan if you look at it from a different perspective.
If it was a Twice collab, I might have done it. But I didn't.
Street Fighter.
Huh?
Street Fighter was good.
man.
Well, Street Fighter. Okay, so Street Fighter.
Alright,
So
tell
they
me-
came out with a collaboration for it.
All right.
It was actually pretty cool. So they had, I think Juno is Chun-Li.
Yes.
Ryu is Hanzo. Dang it.
Dalsim is Zenyatta.
Yes.
Cammy is Widow.
Cammy's Widowmaker.
Bison is
It's Sigma.
Sigma, and then
Juri is Kiriko.
Yep. And then was it?
And Juri appears.
Is it Winston Blanca?
Blanca.
Yeah. It looked actually pretty cool.
Well,
like,
you don't know what the skins actually look like in 3D renders, but the animation.
but that's who they are.
I know. I'm saying we don't know what they'll look like. They probably not look that cool when they're.
First of all, the thing is stupid is Kirika and Juno have always gone all their collabs.
they're popular.
No, I think it's just their design lends to it well, and especially if you're thinking international, Asian, just there are a lot of characters in video games are based off of that, so it's an easy automatic to switch to.
But then you have the non-binary guy that gets nothing.
Who's that?
I forget his name.
Hashirama? It's a Life Weaver.
No, not Lightweaver. The one with the drill.
Oh, that's a girl. It's
No, it's a non-binary.
Oh, well.
Well, it was born female.
Ironically, she's a computer game, and that's binary code. So go fuck yourself.
Error report. Error.
Now it's gonna bother me.
It's. I was gonna say Life, but no, that's not. It's
Looks like Ed from Cowboy Bebop.
It does kind of. Let me see. Overwatch.
But did you guys see the leak of the Xbox ROG Ally like handheld? They got leaked.
Xbox is doing something with an ROG.
Venture. That's what it is.
That's
Venture.
what it is.
Like an adventure.
Yes,
What were you talking about?
Precisely. Xbox with ROG.
Xbox
leaked.
handheld.
Yeah, Xbox handheld got leaked.
Look, I had the ROG. The only reason I don't have the phone anymore is because I dropped it and the antenna or whatever in it just got frayed. And anyways, excellent products. I like their products. One of the worst customer service, if not the worst, that I've ever talked to. But I like their products a lot, so I'd consider actually getting one of those if it's the ROG with the Xbox.
Nice.
That
Does it
actually looks
work
really
like?
nice.
Does it work the same way the PS5 one?
I don't know. They just leaked the shell. Basically, it looks like the ROG Ally with like little grips. I just
So
don't know.
it
What
should
the,
be
I don't know
its
what the
own
operating.
thing, though. Then, right?
Yeah, I just don't know what the OS is going to be. I don't know what the operating system is. If it's a custom Xbox one, then cool. But
It's gonna be
I-
Windows.
Or it could just be a custom Xbox one.
Yeah, I don't want it to be an Xbox handheld. If it's like still the OS is like a Windows 11, I'd consider getting one.
Oh, here we go. So this is for this. Well, no, this is old news. no, the leak of the body. But I was looking at the pricing. But this was from March, so I don't know about that. Okay, so this was from 2 days ago. So apparently, it's a 7-inch LCD screen, 120 hertz. It's going to run on the Ryzen Z2 Extremes, so that's not bad.
Two extremes.
Too
yeah.
fast, too furious.
Well, okay, so it seems like it's just like an Xbox branded ROG Ally. That's fine.
forget about
I'm not
it,
upset with that. You know what this probably will come with? If you buy this, probably will come with Game Pass, like built like for like a year or something.
That should be nice. Okay, coolio. Alrighty. We're gonna go to our final topic today, and I have a little snippet to help us get into this or to introduce us to it.
Oh my God! You want to talk about mothers? You want to talk about?
I understood that reference. Finally.
It's mother time. Okay.
It's mother time.
Talk about
Mothers.
Did you only watch that with us on Discord, or did you watch it before?
I
that?
watched it before you
Okay,
guys.
okay.
I actually
It's one of those few that he watched before.
I
Yeah.
actually had seen that.
Okay, I just wanted to make
Oh,
sure.
before we start, tomorrow is the Prismatics drop at GameStop, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we go to GameStop. See, told you, bitch.
I thought it was today.
I thought it was today, so tomorrow.
Anyway, so we are going to talk about mothers. So it's going to be Mother's Day soon, and we wanted to pay tribute to the good and the bad mothers of. I was going to say anime, but just in general, like in movies, TV shows that you've seen.
We have life.
What? I can't hear you. Speak to the mic.
My mother.
This is from fiction.
Tia.
Tia is. All right. Go on.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's go with I think the short list of bad mothers. I think is that short. That list is very short.
Bad mothers or good mothers?
I just said bad mothers right now. Let's start with the bad.
What you got for me?
Let's talk about bad mothers. Who's a bad mother in movies or in anime or in a TV show?
Ash's mom.
See, I was gonna say the same.
Let's discuss
You're a
it.
10-year-old
wait.
child. Here, travel the entire world.
For 30 years and stay 10 years old.
Well, how does she control him being 10 for 30 years?
While I go and sleep with Mr. Mime and Professor Oaks.
Yeah, that's slut shaming. We don't do that here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, no, she's sleeping with both. You know that.
It's been 10 years, man.
It's been 30.
Hey, look, traditionally that sounds bad. Agreed. But in that world, that seems to be a thing. So if it's the norm,
If you
does
wa-
that make
if
her
you wanna- if you
exclusively
wanna-
a bad mother?
Also, how can Gary drive at 10 years old?
No, he's not 10.
Oh, how old is he?
Gary's probably 16.
They abide by U.S. citizen law. He only gets a license at 16. You guys, this is anime, okay? Like, Ash's mom is not bad, and Gary might not be 16.
That makes it all the more embarrassing. Gary lost to a guy that was 6 years younger. I'm 16, you lose to a 10-year-old?
That's why he's mad all the time.
Either way, it's not good. She's 16.
It's fine. He can travel the universe.
You all lost.
Also, he has a lot of money.
Somehow.
So
Somehow.
him having money makes him drive at 10 years old. Also,
So is he 10 or 16? Because you were looking at
an
it.
answer. No, but what I was going to say, the reason why that he could go by himself at 10 years old is because, I mean, if you look at the Japanese culture, they raise him to be very, what's the word?
Independent.
Independent.
Mr. Asian Studies, is this
They
correct?
do. They teach you.
I'm asking Mr. Asian Studies. He got his degree in
But
Asian Studies.
This is the Pokemon world, so the rules doesn't apply here. They're different.
He just talked about what they do in Japan.
We're talking about Pokemon.
Why is this so hard?
How? But the inspiration obviously is coming from Japan.
Okay, no. First of all, first, go back. Explain what you just said about what Japanese kids do.
They teach them to be independent at a very young age, like in kindergarten and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then I was recently reading that kids, I don't know how recent, but there's kids, I'd say like under 10 years old, they can go on the train by themselves, and there's like specific times for just them. So, I mean, it makes perfect sense that Ash can go by himself in a world that's, let's say, the place he's living in, like the town or the island or whatever the fuck it is like Japan, so he's going to be safe.
I don't think he was safe at all.
You know what? That might be.
Rocket was like following the kid nonstop.
The Kotaro
Rocket.
lives alone.
That might actually be the best explanation I've ever heard, or argument I've heard him give.
There's a show. Isn't there a show where they teach you're watching the kids doing their first errands?
Yeah. It's true. He's got a point
and
there.
they're walking the streets by themselves.
He actually does not.
Yeah, but is someone watching
they're
him?
Younger. No, they're just watching on the camera. That's it. But they're not like watching him.
It's the norm in that world, though. That's my point. That doesn't inherently make. If she's bad, then every mother is bad. That's
there you go.
I'd go with that. That's okay with me.
Okay, so Ash's mom is not bad. Okay, so bad mom is the mom from Matilda.
You mean that warden lady, the principal?
You mean the adopted mom?
No, the real mom and dad. Danny DeVito and the blonde lady.
That's not the real mom and
That's
dad.
their real mom.
Is it really?
Matilda's mom and dad are Danny DeVito and the blonde lady.
Dude, that's messed up, man. Yeah. I thought she was adopted.
She gets adopted by the teacher.
I know that. I thought she was always adopted with that.
No,
Cause,
that's a bad mom.
Do you remember her name?
No.
Okay.
The mom from Matilda, then.
The mom from Matilda.
I would agree.
I'm not going to fault that.
I mean, both parents are horrible in that show.
Hey, what about it's unfortunate that season 2 was ruined. Not that I know. I'm just told. Promised Neverland. They called that lady mom, the orphans.
Oh,
what's her name? Isabella.
Isabella.
She's a POS mother.
See, but the thing about this, in the manga, there's some
Based
kind of
on season
redemption.
one.
There's a redemption. Oh,
Okay,
season.
I've only seen season 1.
On the anime, yeah, she's completely trash. Yeah.
So so you remember like the big reveal at the end, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I forget his at the end of season 1. If you've never seen it, you're gonna be spoiled.
For it, yeah.
Who cares? It's
But it's been off the air for like at least 5 years.
minimum.
Sorry, man.
Good, be sorry.
Season 1's great, by the way. I loved it. Continue.
I forget his name, but one of the kids, for some reason, has this memory that he remembers like everything from almost like since he was born, and he remembers that his actual mom is that lady, Isabella.
Oh, yes, that's right. Because she.
Yeah, I was like, I know that's in the anime. I know you saw it. Yeah,
she birthed them. Yeah.
So in that sense, she's bad. To Paul's credit, and also to season 2, to a little itty bitty extent, they do go into some detail that does quote unquote some sort of redemption, quote unquote. But yeah, still she's a horrible mom.
Okay.
So I would agree with you. Yeah, she's a horrible mom.
You know who's another horrible mom in anime? Big Mom from One Piece. She has all these kids and she doesn't care for like 90% of them. Only if they're strong.
I mean, that sounds correct.
Yeah, but the mom's a whore too, so she's sleeping with every. She sleeps with. No,
Yeah,
she sleeps with
but
the.
as if
She
that
sleeps with.
makes
So in the story,
She wasn't, then it wouldn't be her fault.
So like some of the
He
pirates,
strengthens
some of the
everything about
pirates
mom by
want
saying
to
but.
unify all the races
She's a whore,
together.
too.
But for her mind, is if she sleeps with them and has their kids, that's how she's unifying them. But like,
So
she'll
she's
just-
doing good.
No, but like she's
Doing the Lord's
they're
work.
Not strong. She'll be like, they're whatever. She'll throw them to the wave side. Like they're
Repopulating the earth, man.
Yeah, this is like the Spartans. This makes sense.
bitch. Also, the one mom from that anime you like with the violin girl.
Oh, Yula and April?
Yeah, the piano kid's mom. That lady deserved to die, and I'm glad she did.
Wow.
She did. She did, right?
What's his name? Lelouch's mom. What was her name? Marina. It's
No,
Well, she died. Obviously, I mean, if you've never seen it, too bad. I guess it's a spoiler. She died, but the Emperor, which is his father, she was fully supportive of him doing the whole takeover and doing evil things. So bad mom.
Yeah. I swear that also for whatever reason Disney always loves having an evil mom or evil stepmom or a very bad one.
That's the girl from Tango.
Their adoptive stepmom.
Yeah.
The freak Cinderella's evil stepmother.
Yep.
It's only good moms are the ones that are animals. Lady, Tarzan's mom.
She wasn't. She died. She left him to the gorillas.
The gorilla's
Yeah, the
Tarzan's
red panda.
mom.
No, the real mom died.
Oh yeah, the mom.
And she
the red panda mom. She's a good mom.
That's right.
She's
is she
questionable for she seems rough around the edges, but she's not a bad mom.
Brave's mom. The
I never watched the movie.
either, but
How do you know?
because she went in front of her daughter to get stabbed by a bunch of spears to protect her babies. That's a good mom.
Hiccup's mom is a good mom.
Nemo's mom sacrificed herself.
Yeah, she sacrificed
mom,
herself.
bro.
That's a good mom, though. That's a good
There you go. See, animals are good moms.
But humans aren't.
Besides the Pixar mom, what's her name? For Elastigirl. She's a good mom.
Oh, Casey Anthony.
I'm thinking about good moms now.
Do you see it?
Well,
no, we're
you
still talking about
mix
bad moms.
Good or bad moms? Good or bad?
Well, I want to go for bad for right now.
Bad moms. What's another bad mom in anime?
I don't.
I feel
most
like
of them are orphans.
So
Bulma are just not good parents.
Agreed.
Chi-Chi and Bulma.
No, Bulma's.
I think Bulma's a good. I think Chi-Chi's also a good parent too.
Bulma's a good parent.
Chi-Chi and Bulma, I think they're good
I don't
parents.
think Bulma's a good mom.
Why?
I agree with her.
She's
Why?
more vain than she cares about her children.
Exactly.
No, she is vain. Don't get don't get twisted. She is vain.
Precedence over her children.
Yeah, it takes.
I don't think it does.
I think she does.
Plus, her kids are well. They can take care of themselves.
Her kids are half aliens that are like pretty indestructible to a normal human, and they are perfectly fine. Chi-Chi,
Does she nurture them?
she did well when they were babies.
When they were babies, she did.
I would say at least Chi-Chi cares about Gohan's education and she pushes Gohan to. That's
Okay, that's a good part, but it's too far to an extreme.
Yeah, that is true, though.
And it's literally to the point when Goku dies. Like, you know,
But then
we
again-
just lost.
Correct.
Earth just lost its best defender.
But
Our next strongest guy, go to school.
then again, the
No
expectations
training.
of Chi-Chi is like a typical Asian mom. She wants her kid to be studious. He wants to be like a
Listen to the Asian study, man. He knows about it.
Okay.
With that being said, though, Bulma, I do agree. Like, I don't think she's a good mother.
Bulma's not a good mother.
I don't think she's a bad mother. I'd go with
Neglectful,
she's.
in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think she's okay.
Why do you think Trunks is a little a-hole when he's a little kid?
Yeah, flipping people off.
No, he's a little a-hole because he has a mom and dad, whereas the other Trunks.
It's because he's
dad died.
rich. That's why he's a rich, spoiled kid.
His dad died,
And that would come from his mother, not his
No,
father.
that comes from his grandpa who had all the money, who made Capsule Corp.
Yeah.
Bulma didn't do. Bulma was born rich too.
Well, she was supposed to teach kids manners and how to behave as a
How
good
do you
kid.
teach manners if you don't have manners?
So you're saying that exactly?
Again,
You
you're a
have-
bad mother. Yes,
But she wasn't a bad man. She learned how to
don't
nurture
mind.
because she took care of Goku when he was
You
little.
want okay, well, see this. And I have this. I'm sorry to do this. GT Trunks is like the president of Capsule Corp. So if he can be
First
the
of all,
president
let me
Capsule
stop you
Corp-
right there. Let me stop you right there.
That's not a bad
Let
mom.
me stop
That's
you.
not a bad mom.
Let me stop you right there.
I know. That's
Let me
what
stop
I'm
you right there.
saying. Sorry.
Yeah, anything in GT, get out of here. I don't want to listen to it. I'm not listening to it. I don't care.
Oh, if we're talking about GT, he actually escapes from Capsule Corp because he didn't want to deal with all of that. That's why he goes on
still
the
was the
adventure.
president.
But let me tell you about Bulma, though.
But he also sucks.
First interaction with Goku, a teenager, she started like, flashing her panties and all of that.
True.
Don't you remember Dragon Ball? There's a lot of evidence.
Was
for
she a
Dragon Ball.
mom at that point? She wasn't. She was a slutty teenager. Let her be a slutty teenager.
So that's okay?
get yours.
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying let her be what she wants to be as a teenager. She didn't have to take care of no kid at that point.
Every saint it's like the saying goes: every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future.
Okay, J. Cole.
Where are you right now?
Where are you?
I'm not here.
I'm not here.
Let's. I was thinking, 'cause obviously I'm a Naruto stan. Naruto tends to have a lot of good mothers, right?
Yeah,
Because Kushina was. I mean, she died, but she was a good mom.
I feel like even
Would've been a good mom.
Tsunade feels like a mom too.
Tsunade's a mother figure. You have
Tsunade sucks. I don't think as a mother
Shikamaru's
figure.
mom, she's
I think as a mother
rough.
figure, she's not that good.
Who?
She's Tsunade.
Yeah, as a mom, yes. As a
I
girlfriend,
don't think
she's
so.
POS.
I don't think so.
She cared for Naruto.
Yeah, I think so too.
And look what she
She's
did to
better than
Jiraiya.
Bulma.
What?
Look what she did to Jiraiya.
She didn't do
I
anything.
blame.
He's not, that's a what are they called? Contemporary. That's
Yeah.
not like a child's figure.
Also,
That's contemporary.
Tsunade, we've already. Also, I would say this: she was dealt a bad hand from day one,
and she still did good.
Yeah, and she still lied her way to winning a lot of it.
Lying, I forgot. Yes, it's a great quality.
That's what gambling. You're supposed to
Don't
lie
even
on your
lie,
hand,
but
you know what I mean. Like she played her hand.
The
well.
village, like the
There's no
what it
bad
could have
hand.
been, is way better than it could have been.
Yeah, but look who was who was right before her.
Well, not a mother.
Oh no! I'm talking about who was her predator? Who was the third Hokage?
Her was a,
Yeah,
was a
that's what I
piece
mean.
of shit.
Exactly. It's kind of easy to take it when it's the PO. We have a POS
Yeah, but
running.
she's
it.
still
She
built
could
a.
have thrown it all away. She really took care of the village.
Yeah,
She did.
She did.
And then so Gaara's mom, again, she died, but great
Good
mom.
mom. Sasuke's mom.
Sasuke's mom was a good mother.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of Hinata. I'm assuming is probably
We don't get too much of her.
Sakura's mom.
How about Hinata as a? Well, you haven't watched Boruto, but how about Hinata as a
what
mom?
I'm
Yes,
asking,
she's
yeah.
a good mom.
She's a good mom.
What about Sakura as a mom?
Good mom. Goodish mom.
Good.
Okay, I haven't seen her too much.
Her daughter hates her.
Sasuke's not a good dad,
Her
I
daughter
can tell.
hates her, but I mean that's pretty.
That's
not-
expected.
She still takes care of her and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So maybe overall, for the most part, it looks like Naruto has good moms.
Bad dads. Bad
Although
dads.
some people have the weirdest takes on
People
that.
hate on
Wait, is
Kishimoto for not
Orochimaru a
wearing-
mom or a dad?
He's
both.
both. He's both. Technically, he's both, but he does care for his son a lot. So I would say he's a good mom because in one of the episodes, in one of the episodes, his son gets kidnapped by some other village or something like that, and then Orochimaru goes to save him, and people are like, "No, she's not going to save him because it's just a whatever, like a thing to Orochimaru." But Orochimaru goes to save his son.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of
good
weird.
mom. He's a good mom.
It's weird because Orochimaru has been this whole thing throughout Naruto.
He should have not been forgiven, to be honest. But yeah,
I don't think so either.
In the anime,
or trusted
in the
to be
anime,
honest.
Orochimaru when
Or
Orochimaru
be set free.
when Orochimaru saves his son in Boruto and he brings him to the village. Tsunade's there to talk to Naruto, and she's like, "Why the hell is Orochimaru? My bad. I just banished him." Like, no, he's not supposed to stay. Like, she starts chewing him out.
Yeah.
So good mom, chewing out
Yep,
Naruto.
see, yep. Well done. Thank you, Diego.
Random Boomer.
Naruto has good moms. So people that hate on Kishimoto for not writing good female characters, suck it.
I can't
Kills
think
them
of.
off.
I honestly
She
can't.
killed him.
They're
I
too
can't-
pure for this world.
I can't think of any bad moms.
Oh, the only
From
Kaguya
Naruto.
is the only bad mom. Actually,
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay, well,
Kaguya
yeah.
is the only bad mom.
That's just the villain of the whole story.
She's a horny bitch and wants all the power.
That's true.
Trying to think of other ones from anime.
Anime. David, you forgot
know
the
what?
most important one.
What about Deku's mom?
Deku's mom.
She's a good mother.
She's a good mother.
She's a good
She
mother.
listens to reason. The only time I could say that she was bad was forbidding him, but she was actually protecting him from
Yeah.
going.
Well, it's overprotected mother.
I was going
right?
to say that, but I was going to say the beginning part where like he was that what the beginning season when he first finds out like like he doesn't have a quirk and
Yeah.
like it's heartbreaking for him when his mom's like, oh well, like you can't do this, and he's like, that's not what I needed to hear. I wanted to hear that I could become a hero still, but it's not
love.
exactly her.
It's tough love.
hey,
It is realistic, but it's
It's hard. It's hard because she
it
says
must
like, "Can I
hard to
be
hear
like that?"
from your
And
mom?
Yeah, but she's
Yeah.
not
Of all
being
people.
malicious. Like
Right.
that's not malicious.
oh, I was gonna say the mom from. If you
Bakugo's
never
mom.
watched, Bakugo's mom is not bad.
She's
I didn't
kind
think
of
it's
an
good.
asshole, but I don't think she's bad.
Yeah, I don't think she's
I
bad.
didn't say it was bad. I'm just
I
saying.
thought you said Bakugo.
Okay.
Oh, I thought
I
you
thought you
said.
said she was
Oh,
bad.
yeah. Okay. No, I was gonna say if you watched. My gosh, how could I forget the name of it?
Gintama. You always talk
Erased. If you watched Erased, the mom of his friend when they're back in elementary school, she beats her daughter and leaves her in like the shed overnight, like in the winter
That's
time.
about mom, yeah.
That's a horrible mom, and she dies because of it. This little kid,
Spoilers.
and yeah,
This is an anime.
this is anime.
Dang.
Oh yeah, who's a bad mom? Yusuke's mom from Yu Yu Hakusho.
She's a drunk and she's
then
gambling, yeah.
The only time she's like sort of redeemed is when her son is dead, and then she's crying, and then he's alive, and so she goes to celebrate by drinking and gambling again, and then she leaves. Bad mom. Does she care for him? Yes, but overall, she's a bad mom.
Yeah, terrible mom.
Yeah, I was gonna say another mom. Shinji's mom from Evangelion. She's the mother.
Shinji's mom,
Yes.
not the dad.
No, she's a good mom.
Oh, sorry, good mom. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
I thought we're starting from the bad mom. That's why.
We're talking about good moms and bad moms.
Yeah, we were talking about good moms
Yeah.
for a while, weren't we?
I thought we were going.
Naruto, yeah, went.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
so
just move on to
is
good
Godzilla,
moms.
good mom.
Let's just go back to good moms.
I just don't know any other bad ones, at least in anime.
That's fine. Let's go to good moms. Okay.
Okay, so
So you
there's-
guys mentioned Naruto.
Yes, there's Shinji's mom from Evangelion. Who, spoiler alert, she's actually in the Eva that Shinji controls. So because of that, he was able to, I guess, grow and become a better person eventually. Another example of good mom will be what's her name? Trisha from Rick from Fullmetal Alchemist. She's a good mom. She unfortunately has to die really quick in the movie or the show.
May Hughes.
Oh, the teacher.
May Hughes' wife is a good mom.
That's true. That's
She
true.
her name.
She was
That's a
able
great
to
mom.
help cope, her
With
daughter after
Henry, her daughter, and the Elric. She still took care of them after his death.
Also, their teacher, Edward and Alphonse's teacher.
Oh yes.
She's a mom. Technically, she lost her.
Yeah, she lost her baby, but
she helped raise the kids too. So,
Yeah.
mom.
Yep.
She cares enough. She's a housewife.
yep, she is. She clearly, that's all she does. Tells everyone, I'm a housewife.
Is Godzilla a good mom, Diego?
It depends on which iteration of Godzilla there is. When
Okay, the
we have
the
baby
97.
Zilla- no, that's a. Well, it's a good one because when the babies died,
It's a bad
was really
Godzilla, but a
sad.
good mom?
Yes.
Okay.
The 80s Godzilla with the green Zilla, or with the ugly Godzilla baby, that one's a good one because when they got
Loves her baby,
bullied,
but no
because it was
Zilla.
getting bullied by one of the monsters, Godzilla went to go fight it. So that's nice. Actually, I think every one of the Godzilla moms is good because in Godzilla versus Space Godzilla, spoiler, when Godzilla dies, its ashes go onto to the baby, and that baby becomes a new Godzilla. Like it absorbs the radiation, becomes full grown to protect it because it was weak.
Okay.
So it pulled a Mothra from Godzilla King of Monsters.
Interesting.
Oh, you know who's a bad mom? Not anime at all. It's a live action comedy sitcom. It's live action. Yeah. Everybody Hates Chris's mom.
Oh my gosh.
When TikTok brings her up, I want to say every slur in the book, man. When they
What?
put it up.
Hey!
Do you not see how she acts to him? Like she's like, Chris, go clean the stuff. It's like, your other kids are here. I said you. I'm like, this freaking piece
Tread
of
lightly.
work
Okay.
lady who happened to have 3 kids is the worst mom ever. And I get she's acting, but like, goddamn,
Hyper
piss me off.
disrespectful to. Well, I mean, yeah, great acting, but
She does. Yeah, she did that good of. If she does that good of acting to make me hate her, good on you. Like I don't hate you on that, but you did so good that made me hate you. So yeah.
So going along with that, the question is: you think the mom from Malcolm and Middle is a good mother or a bad
no,
mother?
she's a bad mother.
She's
as
a
well.
POS. She's so control. Like the thing is,
But
she's
she's
so
protective,
controlling.
though.
No.
Because she's very
She goes
protective.
over.
She's
She goes
hyper
over.
manipulative.
Hyper manipulative and pushes
So you think it's a horrible
to the
mom?
point
She's
where
a
it
bad
pushes away her own kids away.
Yes.
Like I always forget his name, but the older brother's name.
Francis.
If all four
Francis.
all 4 kids prefer not being around her, that is manipulative behavior.
Okay, look, this is how you know she was a bad mom. When Hal is talking to her about Francis, and she said, he's like, "Why did you hate him ever since he was born?" It's like, and then she said, "He started it first." Because she had to stay at the hospital while Francis got to go home. And she said, "Oh, I missed him so much," because she had to recover from giving birth to him, obviously. And then she thought he was going to feel the same way. And then she comes home and the baby's cooing and happy. And then she had a grudge for her fucking 2-day-old son. That's a bitch. That's a bad mom. No. That's fucked up.
Agreed.
It's true. You've seen Malcolm in the Middle, right?
It's been a while.
I'm surprised you remember all that.
Mom, Peggy.
I don't think Peggy's a bad mom.
She's a dumb mom,
she's
but
an idiot.
She's a dumb.
she's a good mom.
But she takes care of Hank Hill and she takes care of Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a good
She
mom.
gets along with. She always tells Hank to have a good relationship with his dad.
Yeah.
That's true.
So she's a good wife and mother.
She's very
She
understanding.
basically takes Luann under
Yes,
for the
her
family.
niece.
She's the reason. Yeah.
And
mom.
remember, like she course corrects Bobby when Bobby gets into the fighting thing. Remember, like, that's my purse.
I don't know you.
It doesn't hurt me. She beats up Bobby. That's a good mom to humble him.
Good life
Yeah, he's
lesson,
like,
yep.
I love that. He's like, that's my purse. Like, you realize, Bobby, I have no penis.
Marge Simpson.
Mark Simpson is a good mom.
I don't think she's a bad mom.
I would
I don't even watch The
say
Simpsons like
a
that.
bit irresponsible because she lets Bart get away with a lot of crap.
She tries so. Look. I think one of my favorite
She's like our
episodes.
sister with her son.
One of my
Let's
favorite
get away
episodes.
with
You see this growth on her. Like, okay, they're 10, he's 10 years old, so he stays 10
one?
the entire time. Not the Christmas one, but when I think it's season 9, episode 1. So
the 90s during the best time era. Okay.
So when she tells Bart, like, you can't leave, and he leaves to go with Nelson, and he shoots the gun and he kills the birds, and Marge is there like, I don't know what to do with you. Like, I punish, and then it doesn't stick. She's, you know what? Just She lets him do what you want, and that did help Bart, and it helps him have like a nurturing side to where he wants to save the eggs.
The where they reference
Eventually, they become the Bolivian tree lizards that eat the pigeons, which was a good thing because they're the flying rats, what they call them. So,
what about There's Hillary, right, from Fresh Prince? She was a good mom.
And Viv?
No, that's Auntie Vivian.
Auntie Vivian
Too, though.
She's a good mom.
But yeah,
who else?
Hillary is the wife.
Yeah.
And she took him in, took care of him, and Auntie Vivian as well.
Right.
So those are two good mothers or figures. Yeah.
No, those are good ones.
I was gonna say, you're from.
Your Forger from Spy Family.
Yeah,
she's a good one.
she's like adopted mother in a sense, but I guess she's very nurturing and she's like trying to figure out how to like take care of Anya. So
Yeah, she got thrown into it. She gets quote unquote married to Lloyd, and Anya is supposed to be 6. No, she's supposed to be like 8 or something, but she's actually younger.
and she can fight.
Yeah, but Your Forge, she can fight. It's actually a really good show. If you haven't seen it,
Meredith from The Office, terrible mom.
That's true.
Pam.
Pam is actually a good one.
Pam is a good mom?
I think so.
Pam is a good mom.
I wouldn't say she's like a great mom, but she's a good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Pam at times is actually a bad person, but she's a good mom.
Agreed. That's fair.
Have you ever heard the theory that they said that Meredith is actually from the future and is what Pam becomes eventually?
No, I had no idea about
Yeah,
that.
that's a theory. I don't know how they.
Then she had a
wave
bastard
their
child
way.
with
Yeah.
that kid that walks in and calls him
Pietro.
Mr. Poop.
Yeah, Mr. Poop.
Mr. Poop.
That is Pietro from Nixon.
No, that's
mother
not.
from
no,
How I Met Your Mother.
It's Michael's cousin or Michael's nephew. That's Pietro.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah, not Meredith's son. Although that is horrible because in the finale, right, they hire a male stripper and it's Meredith's son. He's like, "It's okay, keep doing it for all of us. Like, pretend I'm not here." I'm like, that is
it's
weird,
just
man. What the
awful.
heck?
Ugh.
The queen from Game of Thrones.
Cersei.
Yeah, terrible mom.
She's a.
Wait, did she have a kid?
Yes, they have a few kids.
She has a kid.
She
She
has-
has kids with her brother.
She has 3 kids.
Oh wait. Then who's the dragon queen then?
That's Daenerys.
Oh, Daenerys. Sorry.
She has a
mother of
kid, but
dragons.
she technically does have a kid, but the kid dies in
This
the
is
womb.
stillborn, basically.
Yeah, stillborn. But so,
But Cersei, she's the one that has incest, right?
Yes.
Yes.
She's the one that's Joffrey,
Joffrey,
Yes.
with her brother.
all 3 of her
Yes.
kids are
all 3 of her kids are
inbred.
product of incest. Incorrect, actually. Joffrey was not.
Was not a product of incest.
Joffrey was what's his name? King Richard. The
really?
when he dies, that was their secret.
Oh,
Was that the one in the finale where you find out in the final season?
I swear that because
no, that's Snow. He's
talk about it later.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
The good mom is the Stark's mom.
Tony Stark's?
No, the Stark's mom from
Yeah,
Game of Thrones.
Ned
She's
Stark.
a good mom.
Ned Stark's mom.
She's a
I
good.
forget
She's
her
a good
name.
mom. She's a very good mom.
Tony's mom, I think,
She
was good.
she threatens to kill the this one guy's wife, and it's okay. I'll have
I'm
another.
an idiot. Joffrey is the child of incest, but what's his name? The guy that dies first, Ned's friend. Yeah. He thought he was his kid, and he's like, I don't understand how that is my child.
Yeah,
Yeah, my bad.
That guy's a POS.
but
kid.
yeah,
She's a POS.
the mom, she was like about to go like kill the guy's. What's his name? The guy from Harry Potter, the guy who has no powers. The janitor.
It's Filch.
Oh,
Filch.
He's
Filch.
he's in Game of Thrones.
He's like a lord, and she's gonna kill his wife, and he's like, I need another one, and then that's when they start assassinating everyone in the room, and then she's just like you feel bad for the mom, like for her, she's like, and they slice her throat. Just
Lyanna Stark is her name, right?
Yeah.
Or is that the sister? Either
No,
way,
yeah, the sisters.
The Starks have good mothers.
Very good moms,
The Northern people have good mothers.
and you get to see Ellie from from Last of Us there.
and
She
Bella
gets killed by a
Ramsey.
troll, or not troll,
Giant.
a giant.
She stands up to the troll and he just obliterates
Yeah,
her.
he just and then
I'm gonna be a dad.
And she yells "King of the North," and it made me feel
King of the
cringy.
North!
Yeah,
that's cool. Good way to go out. I'll say that. Poor her for being like 10 years old for dying, but hey, good way to go out.
I just can't get her
In the news, show Last of Us.
In The Last of Us. So they've deviated from like the tone of it a lot. But in the most recent episode, so in the game, she does have a girlfriend. Her name is Dina.
Wait, what game is this?
The Last of Us.
Okay.
So HBO's doing a show adaptation of it. But in the game, they're on their way. They want revenge for what happened to Joel. Spoiler.
What happened to Joel?
I'm just gonna tell you something happened to Joel, and this is gonna be very dangerous. And then Dina tells Ellie that she's pregnant. Now, obviously, Ellie's not the
You're
dad.
not the father.
It's actually some other dude that you meet earlier in the game, and Ellie's mad because she's like, "What are you doing here? Like, why are you telling me this? Like, we're doing something very dangerous. Like, if you get killed, like, she's worried. She has no time to be like happy with it because you can't. Like, they're about to kill a bunch of people." And so in the show, Dina tells her, and she's like, "We're gonna be parents." She's like, "I'm gonna be a dad." It was so weird. Yeah. I didn't like it.
Hey, what about All Might's predecessor? Bad mom or good mom?
Ooh.
Okay. Well, let's look at this.
Her decision ends up bad, but does that make her a bad mom? Because her intentions were
So no.
Well, let's look who she.
Okay, so I'm not gonna spoil anything, but you think at
Spoiler.
first you're saying
It's up to
what you're
season
thinking-
7.
No, but they don't know what happened at the part.
No, it doesn't matter. He's talking about specifically her
Yeah,
reasoning.
She's not a bad mom because she gave up her son for the good, like because she didn't want.
Look, okay, she's fighting against All for One.
yes.
This guy has no problem of manipulating everyone around you and killing anyone around you that you know. He has no problem with that.
Yeah.
And so she didn't want her family to be involved in any way. So she got rid of like her marriage, and she got rid of her son to be like, I have no connections. He can't get to me now. They're gonna live a good life. And she was torn about it. Like when they see one of the in this show and in the anime, when you see her actual like face when Gran Torino's comforting her, she's just bawling because she didn't want to get rid of her child, but she knew she had to in order to face All for One.
Good mom.
And to Jose's point, right? This led to though the dad being resentful of his mom and of superheroes in general, and led to him showing that emotion and anger towards his children, especially to Shigaraki, and it eventually led him to the bad, his villain path, basically. And so, again, the funny thing is, All for One knew about this the entire time. He already knew about the son and the grandson, which is why he eventually took Shigaraki and turned him into a villain, the opposite of what Nana Shimura wanted. So it's like there are 2 steps ahead of him, so it didn't even matter. But again, she did the best choice that she thought was good at the time. Yeah. Had she known that he had already knew about this, like
She would have left.
she would,
She would try to get him in hiding, and not be so exposed.
But he was all around the world. Remember, his organization was everywhere until All Might came. So where could she have? Where could she have hidden her child? That's the real question.
Question, David, because me and you would know. I don't know about the rest of you guys. I'm just curious. I mean, if you know, then speak up. Marie from Everybody Loves Raymond. Good mom or bad mom?
Marie's the wife, right? Like
Yeah.
Raymond's
Yeah,
wife.
Raymond's mom.
Raymond's
Oh,
mom.
mom. She's annoying. I wouldn't say she's bad though.
Yeah, she's a good mom.
She
She
neglected.
takes care of the grandkids.
But
We don't.
Yeah, grandkids. But when it comes to her kids,
Well, she's a dick to Raymond. Yeah.
Oh no, Raymond is the apple of her eye. It's their other son, Robert. She doesn't give a fuck about.
It's because Diego feels like Robert.
I don't feel like Robert. What are you talking about?
I'm in love.
I can't remember much of like the interaction. I tend to lean. I mean, not perfect by any means, and a lot of flaws, but I don't think she's awful.
Okay.
I don't know.
I was just curious.
Unless she blatantly tells Robert or whatever his name is that he's useless or something like that, then I'd say that's probably pretty bad.
Okay, well, how about this for you? Because maybe for David too. Tony's mom from The Sopranos.
Awful.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
Awful
great
mom.
show, but there's a lot of just horrible people. Not just
Almost all of them are
almost all of them are horrible. Like
Yeah, you have to be.
on like maybe the daughter is like less horrible, and she's nowhere near the level of everyone else in that show. But
She might be the most innocent of
she
them
might be the
all.
most innocent.
too, because the son was just going through shit.
Yeah, but then he wanted to be a part of it, though.
Yeah.
Where the daughter did want to distance herself from it.
Yeah, so she had, so she's probably the most, innocent, the most, like, righteous compared to all the filth that the other side is.
Yeah.
Great show, but they're all filth.
Kevin McAllister's mom.
Oh,
Terrible mom.
twice. If it was the one time, we can kind of let
You
it
get a
slide.
pass on
Twice?
mom,
You're a
Okay,
fucking
okay,
bad
let's look at,
mom.
let's look at this. Okay, if you had 12 kids.
No.
No, I want to ask
kids.
you.
There's 12 people
No,
in the
listen.
family.
Okay, but
then
look,
also
but what
you
is
gotta
it?
look at this? Remember when they did that little skit where he's an Uber driver as Tony McAllister? But do you remember what he says? Oh, I've been in therapy for years with my mom. Smoking cigarettes. Like, I haven't talked to my mom in like 15 years because blah, blah, blah. So the mom is a bad mom. Straight up.
Okay, so did she make bad decisions? Yes.
Yeah, fucked up bad.
Okay, continue, and then I'll.
Okay, so here's a few
wrong
things.
you are.
Here's a few things. She has kids that are ridiculous. So Buzz is the worst child. But he knows how to work his parents. He knows how to work people, which is why they believe him, right? Yeah. And Kevin's the only one that kind of sees through his BS because he's the one that's always getting picked on and always sees the other side. Yeah. Okay, that happens in our family.
What?
What? Who?
Who gets picked on?
David, because it's the smallest one.
Yes, exactly.
Because I'm the most relied upon. And so when I get bothered, I'm like, go bother David. And then David's like, eh.
No, that's not what I was talking about. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're not throwing our dirty laundry in here. Okay. The point is, so you have all these kids. Like, would you as a parent divvy up any responsibility to make sure everyone's in the cars? Would you divvy? No, I'm asking you. Would you divvy up, or would you personally have to make sure every single thing is?
I would only be responsible for my fucking kids.
We have 12 kids.
No, they're not
She
all
doesn't
her
have
kids.
12.
She has, I would say, max 3. Kevin.
Okay, would you
Biff, and
personally
then the
make sure
girl.
they're there, or would you just be like, hey,
Just
the
my
law
2 kids,
oldest?
the other kids can fuck
No,
off.
but I said, would you tell your oldest, hey, make sure your brothers and sisters are in there? Will you let me know?
If it's my 3 kids,
If it's your
I
3
would
kids.
make sure myself.
Okay.
Because it's 3 kids. I'm not trying to look over 12 other bastards.
Okay. So what happened in the movie? Why did they assume that Kevin was there?
Why? Because they were running late because the power went out.
Okay.
And
But what did they do?
They rushed.
She had the girl count.
They had the girl count. This stupid little nosy brat neighbor came in and was sniffing through their stuff or rifling through
know
their
what
stuff,
she could've done?
and she counted how many kids were there.
She could have done.
She counted it, and
she could have checked on her kids, but not bothered with
which is
that.
why she did in the second one. She learned from her mistakes.
So then, how did that happen?
Again, she counted they were there. She was with them. They were in the group, but then they went through the plane, and that's when he deviated and went to the other
You know
hall,
what she could
whatever.
have done? She could have been the last one in
Correct.
and waited for
Yep.
all of her kids
That's
to
what
go
I would
through.
say, yes.
And then she could have been like, oh, "Where's Kevin?"
Well, that would happen. There wouldn't be a movie. There wouldn't be a movie.
I'm with Diego on this.
I don't think she's a bad mom.
Also-
She's made
also,
terrible
if you want- you wanna
mistakes.
say
I
this?
think she's a bad
The
mom.
dad is just as bad too because if he didn't give Kevin the fucking bag, Kevin would never have stopped for the batteries. He would have like, Kevin, fuck off. We're gonna get in the plane and then I'll give you the batteries. Okay, Dad. And then Home Alone 2 is over.
And we won't have a good movie.
It doesn't matter. He wouldn't have gone. He would have been New York.
Directed by Michael Bay.
Allowed because she's a bad parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the whole manipulated child. Yeah, I know sometimes there's always one. There might be just one troublemaker, but that doesn't mean that the other 2 are angels. So
That's true.
Granted, it's a short space of time or time skip in the movie.
I never said he was an angel. I never said that
is the only
Kevin
one
is
that
an angel.
gets shit from any of the adults. So the fact that they all just pick on the one is kind of a sign of, I think, bad parenting. Where if the one child is the only target,
He's getting bullied by
and none of
even
the other
adults.
yeah.
By his uncle.
Yep.
The
And they don't
cheap-ass
check the
uncle.
uncle for like
Anything.
shitting on the kid
if,
either.
If you were taking shit on my kid, I would have decked you.
I don't know. I don't think you would.
No, you're talking shit on my kid, I would have decked you. If I were to do that to Paul's kid, Paul would have probably put, hey.
Have you talked crap about your nephews?
Slightly
I
teasing-
do it.
No,
I do it. No.
You do
I
it. You do
as a
it. See,
joke.
I do.
No, I do it as a joke. That
Yeah,
uncle in
teasing
Home
is
Alone.
fine. Yeah.
The uncle on Home
No,
Alone
he's
was an
malicious.
asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true. I would
that's
never do
different.
that.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I'll check you.
I was going to say a good mother. The mom from Wolf's Children.
Oh yeah, she's a good mom.
It's a movie. It's an anime movie about this girl who basically dates and marries a guy who can turn into a wolf. At the end, like,
I hate when that happens.
well, the thing about this, the husband dies, and she
It's the
takes
opposite of
care-
Twilight.
She takes care of 2 of the kids, and the kids actually they can turn into wolves as well, and she's trying to control that. The whole movie is about her being a single mother taking care of those 2 kids.
Yeah.
I think that was a great example of a good mother, though. She sacrificed a lot.
Yeah.
Of time.
Great one.
Agreed.
One of the best moms, Aunt May.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
She raised a good man.
Oh, yep.
Jean Grey's also a great mom. Sacrifices her own baby to send him to the future where he lives.
Yeah.
You know, it's a terrible mom. Mystique. You're ugly and blue. I do not love you.
Mystique is a bad mom. If
Even
you catch
though
my
I'm blue
drift.
as well. No, yeah, you're right. Mistake is horrible.
Oh, man.
Why did you turn out this way? Probably because my dad's my dad's freaking Mephisto.
What about
probably
Wanda's
your fault.
fake babies? Good mom.
Who?
Wanda.
WandaVision. What's her name? Wanda.
Oh,
Scarlet Witch.
Wanda?
Yeah. Good
I think
mom,
she's-
bad
I
mom?
think she's good.
Oh, well, okay,
but
first of
she's
all,
so good.
first of all, yeah. Let's establish the fact they're fake.
I don't think she counts as a mom then if she doesn't have real kids.
I mean, she does say they exist in other
alternate
universe.
Wandas are good moms.
Those are the- yeah.
Scarlet Witch is
Scarlet Witch is not a good mom.
Okay.
You seen her fingers? They're all black.
That's racist. But
Frostbite.
Dark hole, but yeah, sure.
I was thinking something else.
You're disgusting.
But ew.
So forget about it, cuz.
Cookies, you know?
She's eating chocolate. Well, the fingers, come on, guys.
Chocolate doesn't make your fingers black.
They do if they're Oreos.
Sister.
How are you eating Oreos?
good mom.
Sister
Wanda, not me.
Sister Simone.
Good mom.
Sue Storm's a good mom.
Good mom.
We'll see that in live action.
What about Ty's mom from Digimon?
Ooh. That's a great question.
And technically, I'd say a good mom because in the digital world, it's way faster than in. So, like when they're gone, it could have been just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And
It
5
literally
minutes is
was like a
perfectly
half
fine.
hour. I think they were gone for.
Sora's, which one? I swear, there's a least.
I don't think we get
Oh, okay.
Sora's mom is good, right?
Mimi's mom is good.
Materialistic, but she's good.
Sora's mom is the one who also does flower arrangements,
Yes,
right?
she's the
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. Tika and Matt.
They're the one with the divorce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The dad seems to be a better parent than the mother.
That's true.
The mom does care about them, but it
Not
seems
to the
like
point as that.
the dad is the one that actually cares for them.
Joe, we don't see much of him.
No.
Parents. Neither do we see
Izzy's
Davies
mom
or.
is
Oh,
good.
Ken's
Kenichi
parents.
Joji.
Yes, parents. Mom.
Yeah.
Joseph's mom. Joseph Joestar. Oh. Lisa. Because she abandons him, and lets his grandma take care of him. Bad mom.
But then eventually she comes back to teach him the ways.
Yeah, when he's a grown ass adult. Well, he's 18 or 17, one of the two, but he's an adult.
Well,
Or he's 10 because we just don't know what age they are in there.
I'm trying to think of other bad moms or good moms.
Peggy from Married with Kids is a bad mom.
Oh, was she?
I never watched enough
Never
of it. to
cared
know.
for her kid.
What about the girl from?
Talking to Mike Fu.
It's not Home Improvement.
Oh, the Home Improvement. Her wife, Tim Allen's wife.
No, I meant Sofia Vergara.
Oh, Modern
Oh,
Family.
Modern Family.
Yes.
I never watched it.
I think she's a good mom. She's like a typical Latina mom.
Oh, Barney's mom from How I Met Your Mother's an awful mom. She gaslit both of her kids. Only one was smart enough to figure it out, though.
Oh, yeah.
Barney fell for it. I mean, he figured it out later, and then
That's
just
your
accepted
father.
it. Yeah.
I don't know.
All she
That
did-
guy.
She just lied to her kids.
What was it? Oh, when I was pregnant with you, I was eating vanilla ice cream. When I was eating with you, guess what kind I had? Chocolate? No, coffee.
Julie Cooper,
Who's that?
the OC.
Oh, the redhead.
Marissa's
Marissa's mom. Yeah, watch it. It's trashy.
She ended up sleeping with her daughter's first boyfriend.
That's pretty awful.
And then she married her neighbor's dad.
Her best friend's
Her
dad.
best friend's dad
Yeah.
to get money.
Molly Weasley, one of the best moms there is.
Oh, goated. Gold tier mom.
Absolutely.
Gold tier mom. Harry's mom is good too.
I mean, she died for her kid,
Okay.
obviously.
Okay. Split is.
What about
is Harry's aunt a good mom to Dudley.
To
but,
Dudley. Yeah.
okay.
She's okay.
She wasn't the mom to Harry. She wasn't.
Okay, well, let's look at it. Like
But was
Dudley
she a
is a
mom in
horrible,
general?
but look at how much they spoil. I mean, okay, we say good mom, but she doesn't teach her son the resentment that she has for her sister, is passed on to Harry, and she also passes it on to Dudley, who says it's okay to be
She's
mean
not a
to
good
Harry.
mom. She loves her kid, but she's a bad mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about dang it, how could I forget her name? Malfoy's mom,
Ooh, Narcissa.
Narcissa.
I think she's bad, and then
She was bad enough.
she had just a good moment of judgment.
She had a
was
change
it.
of heart.
She's bad though.
You think?
I think she had not
Yeah,
had a
these-
change of heart. She just realized it wasn't benefiting her family, so she wanted out. She just had one good moment of like this, but it even still only benefited her family because it was her family that was in danger. She wasn't like she wanted Voldemort out the picture, not because it was best for humanity, but it was best for her family.
But then in the future, Malfoy becomes like a good kid. Like people.
Yeah,
remember.
but do you
not her
remember?
mom.
Yeah, but do you remember in the book it talks about how when Malfoy marries his or wants to be with his wife, she is a half blood, and both her parents are against it.
I guess.
Right? They're still very racist.
Yes.
But Malfoy becomes a better person because he's like, I don't care what you
Malfoy
think.
becomes a
I'm
better
gonna
person because of
marry
his
this person.
experience, yes.
Because I love him. I don't care if they're half blood.
His outcome was not because his mom was a good mom.
Yeah.
Okay, that's valid.
Yeah. She's a horrible mom.
Percy's mom for Percy Jackson.
She's a good mom. I don't think we get enough of her. Like,
Not
well,
in the beginning. Not in the just. If you're going off the TV show just to one season, yeah.
yeah, but even in the end, like even in the fourth book, is there 5? I can't remember. There's 5. There's 5, right? The original one. Like, she's not in there as much. She's kind of put to the side. But again, she for the small amount of time that she's given, she's a good mom.
Pretty much described as like the best mom ever.
Yeah, but we don't see it that much. Like, we just know they have their traditions for birthdays or traditions for this and that. And I mean, Percy has to be in these very like dangerous, and she can't do anything about it because also she can't see anything. She's like, I don't know what's going
Well, she
on.
can see through it.
Oh yeah, sorry. So she can't, but she doesn't have anything to help him with. Like, there's nothing she can do to help him. And Percy has all of the backup and the power is to do something about it. It's like, well, okay, I trust it to you.
Go get a boy.
Go get him.
Percy Weasley, nice. Mulan's mom is good.
That's true.
Mulan.
Is she?
Yeah, she's a great wife. She takes care of Mulan. She's heartbroken when Mulan escapes and wants to. Remember, she wanted to go find her, and the Mulan, the father, he's like, no, they'll kill her if they find out.
Yeah.
Coming up, Nani from Lilo and Stitch.
Yes, good mom. She took care of a child that
And an alien from...
and an alien from outer space.
Without going crazy too.
Yeah.
So she could have.
The mom from 101 Dalmatians, the dog. Yeah, see? That's a good
Do you remember her name?
lady. I don't know.
Dog.
Lady and the Tramp is what
What
he's
is-
thinking. What about Mrs. Incredible?
Yeah.
It was it. Yeah. I think it's a very interesting like.
She's heavily flawed, but yes.
I think it's an interesting dynamic because you have. I think the mom was more. Well, I think this is what makes her a good mom. She was more ready and willing to leave all of the super hearing behind to be like, that was our life. It was great. We can't be that anymore.
Good call. Yep.
And
Perdita.
And then she immediately backswings in the second one.
yeah, she's like, okay, I get to do it now. It's my turn now. So, but again, I think she's still learned. I mean, that movie's more complex.
Still make
Like,
sure her kids were taken care of, though.
yeah,
What about Miles Morales' mom?
Good mother.
she needs to speak. She needs to teach her boy to speak more Spanish. Bina.
Agreed.
Oh, speaking of that side tangent a little bit, did you see that they reportedly casted this one?
Miles
lady for-
Morales' mom,
Yeah,
Viola Davis.
I don't know what the fuck. her name is.
Who'd you say?
I'm sure that you know you talk about like there's
Did
a
you say
show.
Rosie Perez? Is that who you
As,
said?
as if Viola Davis.
There is a show on FX, The Bear.
Yeah.
You know the Latina girl, the Latina
Yeah,
mom?
yeah.
They actually cast her on the new Sony Spider-Man movie.
She looks old.
Right, but a lot of people are saying that she might play Miles Morales' mom.
Well, maybe it's Rio. Maybe if
She
Miles
has the
Morales
name,
is.
guys.
Yeah.
She does, and she's. I think
She doesn't like me calling her real by her first name.
A great actress. I'm not saying she's an excellent actress. At least in The Bear, she is. But She's old, so I would just imagine if they make a live action, Miles would have to be.
A little
I
older.
preferably would want him older.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't look young.
Yeah.
Random question. Now that I think about it, do any of your friends or our friends address each of your parents by their first name?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I don't think I've ever...
But like my friends that come over...
I guess like your
are more
Hispanic
closer to me.
friends. Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
You even call my mom by her first name.
No.
You've never said Maria?
Nope. I always say hola hermana.
Oh, I swear you always said Maria.
I didn't know what your mother's name was.
Maria.
It's Maria and his dad is Luis.
Yeah.
But I always call him hermano or hermana. I think the only one that I've ever called by their... No. I don't think I ever call any of them. Huh?
Heather's parents.
Oh, yeah, but that's just
He's
their...
talking about Latinos, though.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
Latina, because like in the movie, right? She's like, you call me by my first name. I was like, that's odd. Because I'm just trying to think of like... I'm just trying to think like... I think Latino was like... I don't think it's a very like...
No.
It's not a common thing ever to do.
Yeah.
Because I know... I can't remember... I can't remember anyone who calls my mom by her first name. I don't think so. I don't think there's anyone. Does anyone in your friend Diego outside of here call mom by her first name?
No.
No, see? I was just wondering if there's other...
Yeah,
there's,
they have.
oh, yeah. I haven't.
Friends have at least.
Okay, going by another mom. The mom from Evangelion, Asuka's mother. She's like a really pure.
Is she a... she's a bad mom.
Yeah, she like hung herself as well, and she traumatized her kid in the story.
It's horrible. Stop trying to fall asleep.
No, I'm thinking. What's my...
I'm meditating.
I'm meditating.
Meditating like Shang-Chi in Marvel Rivals, am I right? Obviously, it's Iron Fist.
Is Dr. Halsey from Halo a good mom?
No.
Oh, she's horrible. What the heck?
When
Is she
you
even
said-
a mom?
Technically, yeah. She's a mother figure, so I'd throw her into that mix, especially because all those Spartans view her as one.
Yeah, like George, remember in Halo Reach, he calls her mom?
That's his actual mother.
Okay.
George is actually her son?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Okay, well look at this.
That's the
Look
only
at
one
it.
that,
She
like,
goes to those
herself.
planets. She steals those kids. Sends in a clone that dies like
she was a good mom.
that
Don't
dies like a
attack
year
me.
later.
Why is he attacking me? I agreed.
And then she just uses them like fodder. Like if you die during the experiments, oh well, sucks to be
I
you.
agree with you.
Yeah, bad mom.
But then at the end, she like tries to be like endearing. She's like, "What you do to John? Don't do anything to my John." And the game's like, "You lady, it took you long enough to get here."
They'll die.
What about Todoroki's mom?
Todoroki?
Okay, well here, let's look at this.
Yeah, she's
Good.
a good mom.
She's a good mom.
Good mom that has suffered from circumstances beyond her control.
Correct.
Allow her to be a present mom at all times.
Yes.
Like she does admit though that she did do bad decisions, right? She wanted Endeavor to take care of Toya, right?
Right.
To get him better, and she didn't want to bear that responsibility because she also had to deal with Shoto and all the other kids. So she's like, Endeavor, like, you go do this. And he didn't. So she was pushing that on him. So she also agreed, like, I did a bad choice. Yeah, I think it was a bad choice, but overall, she was a good mom. She does recognize her fault. I think that's what makes her still a great mom. She's like,
she had
I want to take, she got to a point where she was broken.
Yeah.
Right? She couldn't face those. And when she finally was able to, at least healthy enough.
And she faced Toya at the end.
Yeah.
That is true.
A good mom, I mean, that's got to be probably the hardest decision any parent would have to do, right? And the fact that both of them faced it. I mean, you would say Endeavor's a bad dad, but I don't think you could say that she was a bad mom.
Endeavor was a POS.
Everything happened because of Endeavor.
Correct. And I mean, they're in a position of power. What is she going to do to Endeavor? He's the number 2 hero. Virtually the only one that could stop him would be All Might or All for One.
That's valid.
Yeah.
Can you say something else?
Or Shigaraki based on his last season. Insane power.
The Han coach.
I didn't like the finger thing, but that's another story for another day. It just looked gross. It was cool, but gross.
Okay, that's good. Okay, final round. Any last ones?
Is the Xenomorph Queen a good mom?
Yeah, what about the Queens of the Xenomorphs?
I'm going to say no.
Are you hesitant to say no? Are you hesitant though?
No.
You want to almost say yes?
Well, I want to think like what would make her a good mom? Like just bringing them in, like because it's more animalistic. So is she a good mom because she made the eggs? The eggs hatched. It got a host and made the xenomorphs, and that's it. Is that like a good mom, or is it because she makes sure that they stay alive because they always die 99% of the time?
Well, that's what we're asking you.
You know who's good moms? The predator moms. The predators, because it raised them to be good, except for the ones from predators. Because they're the bad bloods. They kill other predators. But the rest of the moms, the rest of the predators who raised them, good moms. The rest of the predator moms that raise all the predators, good moms.
What does it say?
It's like when it's a perfect being that you can defeat with a bullet.
Yeah.
Oh, the mom from Ice Age, the first one, when she jumps off the cliff with the baby.
Oh yeah, she risked her life. She died. She dies.
Does she
Forgot
drown?
about that.
Is that when the Diego's pack tries to eat him?
Yeah, and then at the end she ends up. Well, I mean, I guess that's.
Oh yeah,
As a good mom, you just leave your baby. I mean,
It's the only thing you can do, right? You
Yeah,
leave the
she-
baby
she-
to the.
She made the word.
she looks at the woolly mom and is like, "You can take a bye."
And then he looks. She was gone.
It's just gone. Like, what's supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
I think it'd be funny if they just showed like what is it? They're gonna be like the 7th or 8th Ice Age now that she only like just got slowly carried downstream, like she's not even dead.
The
She's
mother
like,
from Smart House, terrible mom.
Ooh.
Because remember how the house just absorbs her. She's the mom basically. That's her personality.
Oh, they're talking about the actual house.
Yeah,
That's the
but-
mom.
Based on the mother's personality. Piece of shit.
I got one for you, David. I forget her name? Philip J. Fry's mom from Futurama. Good
Is
mom
she
or
a
bad
good mom?
I wouldn't know.
I would say no.
I was gonna say she neglects Fry quite a lot. I know she cares for him, but not to the point of like. I don't know.
I feel like the dad. I feel like they both weren't like good parents. I feel the dad was much worse.
Agreed.
Yeah, I don't think she was a good mom. She just kind of was. She was worried when they couldn't find him, right? They were searching for him, but like even then, like they kind of gave up. But you know what? The dog never did, and that gets me every time.
Why?
Why?
Why you have to bring it up? We're talking about mothers. We don't want to cry.
If the dog was a mother, she'd be the best mother. Because you know what? She waited, and she was loyal to the end. Stop it! Don't look at me that way, Diego. It gets me every time, that dog. Just the loyalty. That's what I want in a woman. Who will wait for
Want
me?
a loyalty of a dog and a woman?
The loyalty of a dog? Heck yeah, it's that
You know what
dog.
you could go to? Be a passport bro and do that shit.
His words, not mine. Guys.
You did say it.
Quiero que sea como esa perra.
Eso es lo que yo necesito, una perra.
Those were not my words. You added them. Dude. I just said loyalty.
Loyalty.
Like that dog.
Okay.
Nice.
Alrighty.
It's Enchantment mom. The main girl's mom.
Oh, I forget her name. Not Maria. I was gonna say that, but that's like a very common and just.
Enchanted. What movie's Enchanted?
Oh,
Is
the-
that
the-
a musical?
No. It's that.
No, it's the movie. It's called Sing.
Oh, Encanto.
Encanto.
Oh, the mom, the grandma in Encanto.
No, he's talking
The
about the mom, the one that makes the empanadas or the pupusas.
That's a good mom, but I think the grandma's a very bad mom.
Yeah.
I think she's a bad Well,
Grandma's pretentious.
you know what's funny about that? Have you read those things online where they said that a lot of the older generation of Latina women who are grandmas who watched that, they were like, why was everyone mad at the grandma? Like they were completely on her side.
Yeah, because they're them.
Yeah.
That's me for reals.
They're like, the grandma did nothing wrong. Why? Yeah, they need to obey her. Like,
Oh, I know. You know who was a bad mom? I can't remember what the movie was called, but it had Elijah
are we supposed
Wood.
to guess?
Well, if you say you might remember, it has Elijah Wood and Macaulay Culkin, and Macaulay Culkin's character's killing people, and then they're both falling off a cliff. And she's holding both of their hands, and she lets
the good son.
She lets go of her blood son and keeps Elijah Wood because she's like, he's gonna be a hobbit. You're nothing afterwards.
First of all, Macaulay Culkin was killing kids.
Exactly.
Still, your mother's love is blinding.
Mother's
love is
blinding.
Not that blinding, bro.
That's
We're
what
not
you
parents
want.
here, except
You
for
would
him.
want your.
If you- okay,
You would want your
question,
wife.
that's
All right, bring it.
If your kid was a murderer, would you be disappointed in him or disown him, or would you
Very
still
good
love
one,
him?
Actually.
What kid we're talking about?
No, you gotta tell him if your kid was like this kid, evil, killing people, and you were on a cliff, and you had another one who was your nephew who has been always good and tried to help you and even saved you from getting killed from your son, and now boom,
Let's not bring this up because this is bad.
And they hold you like this. You brought it up.
No, that's my fault.
You brought it up. Now, what would you do? Would you save your son?
No. We're gonna take this out of here. This here, but the mom in that movie is a good bad mom.
It's a good bad mom.
Because she gave.
She's
up her
good at being
kid.
bad?
No, she's a good bad mom because she dropped her son because he was killing people and he was not going to stop, but she saved the other kid who she saw as a son and kept him alive. So she could have just left both of them go.
So there's your question.
No.
Would you save your son who's been killing people, or save the child who's good?
How about Kangaskhan?
That's what I just said. That's literally what I just said.
Dude, I just recently watched the first episode of the what was it? It's the episode in which they introduce how Pichu evolves into Pikachu. It's like a prequel of the original Pokemon series.
Yeah, I remember that.
Dude, I just rewatched that episode. That Kangaskhan, man, it's a good mother taking care of a Pichu, even though she didn't know the Pichu.
Mew's a good mom.
Yeah, and Pikachu evolved because of Kangaskhan. So,
Did you ever go back to visit her?
no, I don't think so.
It's a horrible son.
Talk about
We're talking about mothers.
We don't have a Sunday. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, there's Children's
Every
Day.
week.
No, Children's Day is not the same.
Anyways, any other mothers?
Not that I can think of. I think that's it.
Wait, what about the mom from George Lopez?
Oh, she's terrible, bro. She's awful.
You don't like her?
No.
Are you talking George Lopez's mom or George Lopez's
mom
wife?
is awful.
Yeah.
No, I think he was talking about his wife.
No, I'm talking about the mom.
His mom is awful.
And then we can also say the wife because both.
Oh, okay, sorry. I was confused.
Benny
yes,
Lopez
Benny
is
Lopez is the worst
An awful
parent
woman.
ever. She had George at 16. She treated her bad.
She gives up the other child.
Yeah, she gives her the other child.
Yeah.
You remember?
Most Latino moms are awful. Don't you know this?
Not my mother.
She sold
said
his birth
most.
certificate to the dad so that they have another kid named George, but she doesn't know. 'Cause
Yeah.
she has a copy of it. She got the clap. She was then known as the basically the whore of the company. She got around. She still went around. She drank booze all the time. She made fun of her son the whole time. Yeah, it's a bad mom, 100%.
Okay, what about George's wife? She's also mother.
What's her name?
Angie.
I think Angie's a good mom. I think one of the things that
She's just really annoying.
Yeah,
yeah, but that's like
typical mom.
that's different. Like I think that the
George, it's about communicating through intimacy.
I think the part that sold me is like when she threatens to freaking what's her daughter's name?
Carmen.
Carmen. When Carmen
Carmen.
she wants to leave, I think to leave to be with Josh or something like that. One of the times, and she's saying like, "You don't treat me as an adult," blah blah blah, and she's threatening like to leave, and Angie goes like, "Okay, leave."
Just go.
She said, "Just go." Like you have two options: you leave, go see how the rules, or you stay here, you abide by our rules, and I will go and make you food. I will do all this stuff for you. And I think that was a great. I really like her. I think she's a great mom. She does get annoying. I think as a wife, like as she has maybe some like issues as being a wife. I think she's a good
she'll
mom.
let go of her son from a cliff or what? Stupid ass. Sorry.
If he was killing people, I'm pretty sure he would. She would.
Shut up.
You're the one who brought it up.
Look, an ungraded gold star Flareon. Damn it. Okay.
Did you not? Have you heard what he needs?
I don't remember. I don't remember what I ate yesterday.
Rayquaza.
Do you remember how many stores had gold stars at Comic Con at FanX?
0.
Okay,
Zero.
Okay, another question. Do you think Lugia will be like considered as a mom?
That one episode when it has
That
David,
one
yeah.
Hey, her 3 kids hate her. So
So
Ho-Oh is another story. Excellent mother.
exactly. See,
And she's a hoe. Oh,
Horrible for
Because it's an adoptive mother.
yes.
yeah.
Who just happened to bring him to life. Back to life.
Yeah, that's all that. Again. Born again. Alrighty, that's our cue.
Done.
Yeah, we are done. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for watching. It's
wait, you know what? It could have been ideal to actually have in this particular episode a perspective from a real mother, which we actually didn't bring today.
And as a good mom.
No, I'm talking about like having somebody who is a mom to discuss about something.
Yeah, your wife is a mom.
Yeah, we
she's
just
a good mom.
discussed your wife.
Good job. Good job.
Good job.
Well, I mean,
Hey.
good job, Anna, not you.
Yeah, good job. Good job, Paul's
No,
wife.
but I'm talking about like from a mother perspective to comment on.
Oh, come on.
We know what you're saying. We're not confused about this.
I am under.
We know what you.
I could already see that this is gonna. You guys are gonna bring up Paul B.
Let's talk about bad dads.
Anyways,
We're gonna.
None of you guys deny it too. You're just like.
First of all, we're just talking about just overall like. First of all, we're mainly talking about fictional moms.
Correct.
I mean, I don't know why we want to bring in. I mean, we could have brought an actual one, but
a comment from a real mom about all the fictional.
This
people that
isn't
we brought
DEI,
up.
okay? You know, just
yeah, this is a man's Shibino podcast. Your wife's invited anytime, but I'm pretty sure she comes, your baby has to come, and he just went to
be
sleep.
no feminist, okay? Come on.
Shibino feminist. I make that shirt. Shibino feminist.
No feminist.
I love it. Well, we'll have our number one fan wear it.
He'll wear it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Alrighty, guys. So thanks so much for watching. Remember, you can watch this first on YouTube, and then if you just want to listen to it, you can listen 2 weeks later on Podomatic, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Anyway, you listen to podcast. Remember, you can always follow us on our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Chimino Podcast, capital C, capital N, capital P. Thanks so much for coming. We'll see you guys next time. This is David the Smash Fan.
This is Big Back, Mr.
You've heard.
Boricua Senpai.
And Shark King.
This is Chimino Podcast. See you guys.